Hello, everyone, and welcome to Newly Forged. Thank you for tuning in tonight. My name is Jared, and with me are three of my five glorious misfits. Amber will be joining us this evening in about 10 minutes. I've got it. Thank you for the big old waving Pikachus. Always good to see you. Thank you to NYC Zombie for subscribing with Twitch Prime. And here we are. So Amber will be here in a little bit, and we're gonna play some D&D. Welcome to Newly Forged. We are a 5e homebrew compatible stream where we play in the world of Newly that came out of my brain, and these people are brave enough to play in. Congratulations.
We're just trapped and we don't know how to get out.
You're too far in now.
It's more of a Stockholm syndrome thing now.
Ooh, all right, getting a little real.
Oh no.
Okay, cool. Well, great. So before we go around and introduce ourselves and do all that jazz, I need someone. I've got it. Has subscribed for another month.
I vote Matt since you weren't here last week.
I was about to say, is it my turn? Should I do it?
That makes 15 months that I've got it has been subscribed to us.
Holy wow, that's probably more than a year.
Generally, in most circles on this planet, yeah. Cool. Well,
that's impressive.
Yeah, so someone go ahead, roll me that D100, and I'll figure out our question for the evening.
I got a 6. I'm a little scared about that.
Divine intervention. It worked.
Did you use divine intervention last week? I never got it to the end of the episode. It's a long one.
Nope.
It's level 11. No.
It's the level 11 feature, I think is.
I definitely don't. Yeah, I've got it. I just wait. Oh, I've got it right now. I just don't.
Is it a 10th level feature?
Cool. I think it's a 10th level. I just don't want to burn it pre-show.
Well, it wouldn't change this roll at all, so don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
God's changed my question.
All right. Well, let's go around. Everybody introduce yourself, your character, and answer for us the burning question. What is your character's opinion on nobility or authority? Ooh, nobility and authority.
Ability and no authority.
No authority. We're going to start up in this corner with Mike.
That's me. I'm Mike. I play Defect, Warforged Barbarian. Defect's stance on nobility probably doesn't give two shits about. I don't think he really cares about royal ranks of that sort. Authority, I think maybe at its base level, he would understand someone is a leader, someone's a follower. Yeah, I think that'd be my answer right there.
Cool. All right. Defect is a basic bitch. I love it.
That's my job.
Oh, well, hey, we're going to move right on down over there to you, Tanner. So share away.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Nereus, the Azamar sorcerer. Nobility. I mean, does it really exist in this world?
Sort of, but in a loose way. Most of the nobility has indeed succumbed to the breaking, much like everybody else. But those in power, through either money or influence or whatever, are building themselves up to be. So there's kind of like a pre-nobility going on.
Okay. Because I was going to say, the only nobility I would think of is, with the elves, because they kind of were unscathed.
Certainly them, too, yeah.
I would say, kind of depends what they do with their power. Nereus's view. As for authority, if they've earned respect, yes. He does not give it right away.
All right, cool. Certainly seem to respect Captain Sparkiaro's authority.
She's scary.
She's very charming.
It's the bosom.
Yeah, it is the bosoms. And the outfits.
She's got style.
Uh-huh.
All right. That brings us moving up to this corner. We got Matt.
Yo, it's Matt. I'm
Yo.
back playing Spoot. The murderer cleric. So I hear.
That was my job last time. Don't worry.
I know you do wonderfully horrible things when you're Jaegering him. I love it.
I'm trying to bring you to the death cleric.
I know. It's like, anyway. Oh shit! I forgot the question. Something about nobility. Okay, so maybe this is naive, but I want to say that Spoot perhaps has a bit of a romantic idea of nobility. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, creator of this world, there was nobility where he was from, and he certainly hasn't spent any time in a court. So I think that like what he knows of it probably exists from what he's read either in history books, and I think that he probably has read a little bit of like fantasy fiction about elves and stuff, because I think he's got like a little fascination with elves. And so that would have been the only time he would have seen it in real life. So probably not a lot of information on, only that it exists as a part of like the natural build of civilizations. That's just a thing that comes out of it.
Yeah. I would say that Spoot, there wasn't necessarily nobility where you were from, but there were like elders and people you respected in authority.
Right. And I think that like, yeah, his view on authority is that there can exist a hierarchy and a social, community that makes sense. But I think for him, he certainly views it as, as long as it is ultimately for the good of the community, then respect the authority.
No abuse of power.
Yeah, that's in there, like it naturally comes about for a reason, as long as it is, a positive thing.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Obviously, bad things happen, but I think maybe he's like a little bit naive in the sense that he hasn't really, outside of that one town that had a hostile takeover, hasn't really encountered that much like people abusing power to that level.
Gotcha. Very cool. Well, I am Jared. I play everyone and everything else that is not a player character. I'm sorry about it, but I'm not sorry about it.
He plays the bad guys.
And the good guys.
That's true.
I play... Apparently, I play
guys.
rats and sheep and various other livestock, apparently, is what I do. But yeah. So, welcome to Nuuli Forged. All that being said, Amber will be joining us in a few minutes. But let's dive right into last time on Nuuli Forged. Last time on Nuuli Forged, Nereus was forced to sign a contract with Captain Spark Yarrow in order to clear his debts to her. He must now recover 2 artifacts so that she can hand them over to Boss Grask to ensure that the Grubby Grabs will not malign her reputation in Winton or endanger her position. The party headed down to the docks to investigate if the moss-eaten mold, a ship captained by someone named Kevin, recommended to Nereus by Captain Yarrow for his new objectives, was actually in town. Finding the berth empty, they learned that the ship was scheduled to return the next day. Satisfied, the party chose to investigate the House of Thieves from the previous night's attempt to steal the belt of the champion Gronk. With the help of a noble rat, the party learned that the thieves had only recently departed. After receiving a note that said, "We are going. Now." Stopping only to grab a pair of tenants, the local guards people, the party raced to and climbed the roof to discover the gnome Prank, sitting there, watching a swirling portal. He calmly and easily explained that the thieves had run into the portal and had about 6 minutes of their time remaining. The party spent about 4 minutes debating on the small roof before Nereus and Defect charged into the portal with the others close on their heels, while the 2 tenants went down to raise the alarm with the pit guards. Emerging through the portal onto the sand of the pit, the battle began in earnest, soon becoming more dangerous as other thieves arrived. Soon, the party faced 15 or so enemies, and through the cunning use of spells and Olive's ability to become an earth elemental,
and like 8 natural 20s.
and a bunch of natural 20s, the party waded through their enemies until finally only one mage remained, and despite a tense struggle, he was eventually captured and secured by the party, unable to escape the grapple of the earth elemental form of Olive. Which is where we pick up our story.
Oh, I really wish I had finished that episode.
Indeed. So, you are all still on the fighting pit sands. The portal is swirling behind you. And there's dead bodies all clad in black and armor and robes. And Olive's earth elemental form is pinning this last remaining mage to herself, just with big rocky arms, and he's struggling to get out, but to no avail. You figure you have about a minute and a half before the portal goes away, but you don't know if you need to use the portal. But you have a feeling... Oh, sorry. You have a feeling that you have some time before anyone else shows up. You don't know how long it takes those guards to climb down the roof and then talk to the pit guard and then for them to muster and come. So you don't know how much time you have before other figures of authority show up. But for the moment, you are alone on the sands of the fighting pit.
Matt, I used 2 level 2 spells. I think 1 level 3 and 1 level 4.
Okay, no level 1s.
I don't think so. No.
2 level 2s, 1 level 3, and 1 level 4.
Yeah, you kept getting counterspelled, but your hold person held one guy in place for like 5 rounds.
It was very impressive.
Very nice.
Um,
What did I do that was so horrible?
I don't know.
Oh.
I will do
I think
something horrible.
I think your guiding bolt beat up a guy and killed him.
That's surprising.
No, I did 21 damage with Sacred Flame.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So this guy is struggling against the form of Olive as he is pinned down. He's pretty beat up.
Excuse me, sir. Your group is the one that we saw coming from the Embering Elms. Do you still have that very nice bow that you found in the woods?
I don't know what you're talking about. Please, let me go. Let me go. I don't know why you've come to stop us, but we have no quarrel with you, whoever you are.
Give me that belt. Can I take that belt?
Yeah, it's easy enough to grab it off of him.
Oh. Well, that's all we needed, right? I think we could.
I mean,
Go to
they
the
did
portal.
steal it, but it's up to yours.
Wait, is the guy dead? Did they steal it? Did they kill him?
You don't know.
Oh, we should go check on
And,
him.
check on him.
Yeah, I would like to go check on him. Please make sure Olive doesn't kill this man without provocation.
I can do that. Actually, let's see if the gods can come any sooner. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt
Sure.
and I'm going to use Transmuted Spell.
Oh,
And
we're
make
going
it-
straight to jail.
Oh, I mean, I blew up this arena. I'm already going to jail. And just cast it kind of straight up in the sky, but I'm going to transmute it to thunder.
All right, cool. So yeah, you blast this thunderbolt up into the sky, and it just echoes loudly. Certainly, everybody within distance heard it. So it was pretty loud.
I'm just going, hello, gods! Are you coming anytime soon?
Yep, we'll find out. Are you going to do anything until the guards get here, or are people gonna?
I believe Greg and I would search the bodies.
All right, and I think Boot and I will check on The champion.
Yeah, let's go check on why y'all are looting them bodies. Before the guards get here. Quick, let's...
We might find a letter from a boss.
That's true.
Amber,
I keep
loot the
holding out.
bodies.
Absolutely.
Amber, welcome in. Yeah, we were just picking up right where we left off. So
Awesome. Loot the bodies. Get it.
Apparently everyone's dead.
Everybody but one. Hello, we left one alive. Thank you.
That's true.
That doesn't sound like us.
I know. Spoot is so proud.
Well, he was unbiddable, but you had see invisibility.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's right. Very nice.
I like that one.
Defect and I, while you loot the bodies before the cops get here, which I find just hilarious every time I say it, Defect and I are gonna go check on the champion to see if he was wounded or otherwise in the struggle. Gronk, I think, right? Either that,
Yeah,
or I'm thinking of the bad guy from Emperor's New Groove.
indeed, the champion's name is Gronk.
Nice.
I think he's a druid. Squeak him, squeak, squeak, squeak him.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go check on that
Yeah.
Gronk character.
Yeah, so you head on out that way. Nereus and Grig, you look through the pockets while this guy struggles against Olive's massive strength.
Actually, fuck this guy. Shocking touch or shocking grasp, non-lethal. Can I do that? Because it's a melee spell.
It's a melee spell, but it's still sending electricity through him. So I'm going to say probably not.
Fine. Just wasn't sure if I can. I was just wondering because I can non-lethally smite on our other game.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Shush.
Well, I mean, the guy's just struggling. He can't get out. Olive's grip is too strong. She's literally made of rock.
I've
Oh,
seen
okay.
Nereus in this position before, and it saddens me that I had to walk away, but I think he'll make the right choice.
So
You think a chaotic neutral is gonna make a good choice?
No, that's the problem, but I don't know if this other guy's dead.
So, Grig and Nereus, looting through the pockets, you find about 45 gold, all things considered. You find a couple of component pouches and arcane focuses on the dead mages, and you find a bunch of great swords, which are just kind of your basic run-of-the-mill great sword, nothing too crazy about them. All of these individuals seem to have notation or devotions or whatever, or tattoos. Like there's some kind of either insignia or tattoo that is just like their hands are tattooed black or are partially black, or one of the dead knights' faces is half tattooed black in an intricate design.
Can I? Oh.
Mhm.
Just like jot down notes after we're done looting and of just like the kind of different markings and if there's any like symbols or anything that could lead to something other than just black.
Yeah. Looking through all this, you don't find any particular symbols necessarily, and there's no real consistency about the tattoos. Whatever they are, though, you do notice that like all of those who have tattooed black, there is at least like a section that seems as though the tattoo is like supposed to be like fading, like as though it is either coming from the skin or going into the skin in some way. Or it's like becoming a part of the skin.
Okay. And there's no like orders or anything, like any documentation on them?
There's no documentation on them.
This much as I want it to be, this does not prove to be a Bethesda game.
Meanwhile, Spoot and Defect, you run through the portcullis, through the training area and into the gladiatorial holding rooms where combatants duke it out. Defect, you were here yesterday. And looking over, you know which door leads to the Champions Arena, or the Champions rooms here. And looking over, you see that the door is barricaded shut. There's like a bench in front of it. It's not a big barricade. You can easily move it. But it's obviously there to like slow people down or trip people up. And you get rid of that, and you can punch through the door. The door is like jimmied open, like the lock is busted. And not with any sort of finesse, kind of with like you're not actually sure how it is, but it's open. You keep on running down this curving hallway that kind of curves around like with the curvature of the fighting arena until you come to an open door. And as you are approaching that open door, a bronze dragonborn staggers out, shaking his head. What's going on? Who are you?
Are you okay?
I think so. I've been
Yes.
standing very still for a long time. These people, they charged in to my room and woke me up, and then all of a sudden I was told to stand perfectly still until dusk.
Oh no. Sounds like they must have cast some spell on you. But are you hurt in any other way?
No, but they stole my belt. I don't know why they stole my belt.
I think we've recovered that. We were able to stop them in the main arena. We just came to make sure that you were okay when we saw that your belt was with them.
Oh, you stopped them. Well,
Yeah.
great. Let's go get him. And he begins heading out towards the sands.
Wait, I mean, I think we have it under control. I think maybe you want to take it easy, Spook says as he walks up.
He turns his head around. I'm perfectly fine. And you see, like, as this particular dragonborn moves, his bronze scales glisten, and he is muscular, but like toned and trimmed more than like bulky, where like Defect is broad and muscular. This guy is like svelte and trimmed and lean, which is weird because you know he's the champion of the arena. You think he would be more bulky, but he's actually quite lithe, for lack of a better term. And he moves pretty quickly. He runs down the hallway. As he goes, you run after him. We cut back to the pit. Greg and Nereus, go ahead and make perception checks for me real quick.
Oh, both of our best skill.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm coming.
16.
Oh, 17.
Cool.
What?
Ooh, we did it.
So as you kind of gather the various things from your pockets, and Nereus, you start taking notes. You both hear a whoosh kind of sound, and you look up and over, and the portal is gone.
Why is there a
Well,
portal?
darn.
So the swirling vortex is gone, and you are just here alone. Seems like you took a little too much time, and so now you don't have that point of exit anymore. But you also hear running armored feet getting closer.
Should we
And
take the gem out of the belts?
You feel like you might have 30 seconds before people show up here. So if you have any questions or anything to try to wring out of this guy in 30 seconds.
Who do you work for?
Make an intimidation check.
Oh shit. $18?
Okay. I'm a shade reacher.
The fuck is a shade reacher?
We are the followers of the Ibn Shade. That's what.
Damn it.
And when they get back, you're gonna regret this.
I think you'll already regret this.
You don't know.
I'm gonna start going towards him and my hands just crackling with lightning. Oh really? You don't?
Who are you people? We didn't do anything to you. I don't understand. And this is where you hear like 20 people enter through the portcullis, and a bunch of guards stream in, most of them arena guards. All right, stand down. Who goes there? What is all this?
Hi, we were helping. We're helping. That guy did it. And the
We
dead
are
one.
Greg and the Misfits.
And the dead ones.
We chased this unruly lot into the arena, because they shot firebolts at me from the roof the other day, and then they seem to have attacked your champion. My compatriots went to go check on him. This one's still alive. I left one for you.
The leader guy turns and goes, "Go check on the champion." "Yes, sir." And he runs off with a couple of fellows. And he dances off.
It does sound a bit dainty.
He's just a guy.
Yes, sir. Go check on him right away.
Yeah. What? Not everybody's got a deep voice.
Cheerio. No, I loved it. I'm sorry.
I do.
So you watch as these people depart. And it's like, all right, well, release him. If don't anybody move. We're gonna get this straightened out. And there's a bunch of like bows leveled at you and swords and a couple of like pikes and kind of deals. And shortly after, about a couple of minutes later, the guards return with Gronk running after them, followed by Defect and Spoot.
Oh, hey guys.
We're helping. We're helping. I was the one talking to you earlier.
This is... Wait, did we know this?
I don't... You were talking to me earlier? I don't...
Yeah, in your brain.
Oh! I didn't... Okay, great.
I mean, where else do you talk to people?
I'm helping.
And Gronk turns to the captain. Captain, these people apparently have aided in saving my property from being stolen by these black-clad thieves here this morning. Oh, well. All right. And he kind of makes a hand motion, and the weapons kind of like ease up on you. They kind of pull back into a readied position. Well, in that case, thank you for your aid and assistance. How did you get in here?
There was a portal.
A portal.
That's how they got in. We kind of went in after.
Gotcha. Okay. And where is the portal now?
It seems to have expired.
Not all magic lasts forever.
Okay, fair. And this is where two more guards and the two tenants come running in, and they have a brief conversation confirming who you are. All right, well, seems like you've done a good service here. Thank you for your aid, and much appreciated. Champion, have you received your property? Well, no, I haven't actually claimed it yet. And he sees it nearest you grabbed it, so that's my belt.
Yeah, I have some questions to ask about it for research, for science. Can we like come and talk to you about it?
Sure, it's just a belt.
It's a very nice belt, and I
It is.
would really love to learn more about the history of it and how you got it and things like that. We don't have to do that
Well,
with all these people here, but we could just.
It's not a secret. It was given to me by a fan a couple years ago, and so I just started wearing it. And then the first time I wore it, I won a match, which I hadn't won a few at a time. So I kept wearing it as a good luck charm, and it's gotten me all the way here. I'm now the champion of the arena.
That's very cool, very cool, very cool. I'd love to, like, I do magic stuff, and I would love to just, like, take a closer look at it, because that seems really intriguing, and that kind of thing can be super cool. Maybe not right now, but we could just, like, go in private and have a chat, and I could learn more and show you more and all those things.
They mean well.
Okay.
They do mean well, sincerely.
Well, I owe you for getting it back, so
That's right. Yep, you do.
sure, we can talk about my belt in private. That's fine.
Great. Perfect. Shall we?
Captain, do you need anything? No, sir. We'll take care of this guy. We'll turn him over to the tenants, and he'll get locked up and taken away, and probably put on hard labor.
Nereus, did you find out who they work for, or what sort of group he's a part of? There's a lot of them that seem to have their hand tattooed black, I think is their mark.
It's something called the Ibn Shade. Does that mean anything to you guys?
No.
I think perhaps
Greg, make a deception check.
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah.
The guards don't bat an eye. They just, all right, we'll have to investigate it, I suppose.
I think you may want to keep that name on your radar. This is not the first sighting we've had of these people, but we didn't really know what they were up to until today.
What's a radar?
It's this thing we have in the swamp. You'll learn about it one day.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
It's magical. Don't worry about it.
so the guards kind of swarm him, and Olive releases him and gives him over. And
Olive.
And they give him over to the two tenants, who nod and begin walking this mage out of the bloodbath that is on the sands currently.
Sorry, not sorry.
My soul is crushed.
Listen, I did most of it. It's okay.
They started it, right? Right?
Yes.
Good.
So they take him away, and the pit guard look around and go, well, if that is all, we'll see it any damages, champion. And they kind of thunk, kind of make their way out of the arena. Well, and he kind of like shines up one of his horns a little bit. Why don't you come with me, and we can have a chat in a more civilized location. This way.
That sounds great.
And Gronk leads you back through all the hallways back to his rooms. You walk through an area that is fairly well appointed in terms of rooms. There's one kind of large sitting room with like a couch and a couple of chairs. There's a very big, large, comfortable looking bed with a window right next to it. And then there's two other doors that are closed on the far side of the room. Well, please, make yourselves comfortable.
Thanks.
So who are you all? My name is Gronk.
Nice to meet you, Gronk. I'm Greg.
I'm Spoot.
I'm Nereus.
Nereus and
And I'm defect.
your defect. I've never actually met you, but I've heard about you. It's good to meet you.
Likewise.
And he's just kind of holding the belt still. He hasn't put it on yet. I'm curious if you know why they were after my belt and not any of my other possessions. And looking around the room, you can see he's got a couple of like very nice things that are easily stealable.
So we have a theory.
Well,
It's magic, and I do that sparkling crackling around my fingers again with prestidigitation.
Something along those lines.
I mean, to be perfectly frank, there are lots of bad people who are after these things called shards, and it's all about the breaking and all this stuff. It's really heady and historical, and we could tell you all sorts of information, but the moral of the story is that your life is in danger, that belt is in danger, and more bad people will be coming for it. And if we don't have this belt and or kill them first, then the world is going to end.
Actually, that was a pretty good summary.
I'm trying honesty. You try it sometimes, Spoot. I'm seeing how it works.
So, worse people than those will come for this?
And more.
Yes, some douchebag named Bodo. He's the worst. He's a halfling, magic, likes to blow people up.
We've seen it before. They broke into a wizard's tower. So if you thought this was impressive, I'm sure it won't end here.
Uh-huh. But that doesn't really answer the question about why they want my belt.
We're not
I
really
do this thing again and go, it's magic!
we're not.
Once upon a time.
But
I have
Pull
no
out the
okay.
big book.
But like I've never used it for anything.
Right, but it might have the potential when combined with other pieces in the wrong hands to be used for terrible things. We have a hunch that there is this is, I know, very vague, but an evil entity existing in this world that is specifically hunting these down. And to try to use whatever power might remain in them for, I mean, to a terrible end. We're not so sure, but in short, it would end life as we know it.
Spoot, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh boy! I like to think in these moments.
Charismatic of us with a 0 or a 1.
Right, I know. I like to think in these moments I've just barreled into conversation. I have not even thought to give myself guidance. So here we go. This is just raw persuasion. Holy shit!
30-20s.
That was perception.
Oh, no wonder it was so good. Damn it.
Well,
Okay, whoosh, that was close. Thank God it was with advantage.
Yeah.
all right. So you got a
19.
19.
19. Great. So he looks at you, Spoot, and kind of takes in what Grig has been saying and what Spoot has been saying, and well, I don't. I mean, I like my belt, but I'd rather not be like attacked again. It's one thing to fight in the arena in the pit, but I don't want to be. I just wanted to be. Well, I just wanted to be the champion. And you
And
think?
you are the champion. I mean, you can just have another belt constructed, no?
But I'd know it's not my lucky belt.
Well, what if we take... Is there a stone on it?
Yeah.
Could just
What
take
if-
this and leave your
What
bag.
if we just take this stone, the magical part of it, and then they would have no reason to come here anymore?
Oh well. I mean, I guess you could try. And he puts the belt on a table.
Greg, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go investigate it. I do have these chunks of emerald, but that doesn't really relate. Yeah, I'm gonna touch it, investigate it, eyeball it.
Okay, make an investigation check
I-
or an
could
Arcana
I-
check. Which one?
Oh, you have identify right now. I don't.
I have identify, yeah. I could identify it either with a spell slot. I think you have the pearl, though. Or
I
we
give
could
it to you.
wait 10 minutes, however you want to proceed. If you want to, like, give him the backstory of the shards while I sit here and do a ritual casting, we do that. But if we're short on time, I'll just use the spell slot.
I don't think we have all the time in the world. I'm gonna do a regular
Well, we stopped it.
investigation.
The only other thing for today is the wizard tower.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, fuck it. It's a first level spell. I'll just cast it. Let's,
You
YOLO.
also still have the thing where you can get 2 spell slots back from your channel divinity.
That's true. And what are the odds we'll get into another massive battle in the arena? Spell slot away. I cast Identify on the shard?
So you cast Identify on the belt. You get a reading on the belt. And what you get is the following. You get a couple of things. You get that this belt is made from the skin of a fallen Empyrean and set with a green crystal shard surrounded by infernal runes. You can tell that the shard itself is a fragment of the Surge shard. While you are attuned to this item, you would gain the following benefits: proficiency in both the athletics and proficiency in the athletic skill and advantage on all athletics checks, proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws, and resistance to poison damage.
All things Mike already has.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah.
But I don't.
You know that it requires attunement, and you sense that there's more potential within this item.
Is it what we think it is?
It is. And it's, yes. How easy it will be to remove, I don't know. But I do think it is safer that we take it, because this is certainly like the other things we have been looking for.
What does
Yeah,
it do?
I mean, I don't think we take it out. I think we just take it as is, but I could, like, we could make you a belt. You got some stuff, I could try to make you a belt.
Wait, Spook, what does it do?
No,
Maybe you should retire. 300 wins. I mean,
There's that. You'd be glorious forever.
But on top, maybe.
I hadn't thought of that. Maybe I
What
could.
does the belt do?
It seems to enhance one's inner strength and athleticism when properly attuned to it.
Ooh.
but I don't understand. If no magic was allowed inside the arena, how did it bypass that?
I still cast spells in the arena.
I'm not sure if
So
our champion.
the arena it has guards around the pit rim to prevent spells coming in from outside, so nobody can cheat. But like magical weapons and stuff are used in the arena on occasion when people have them. Like, it's not unheard of.
Can I ask an ignorant player question
Yeah, go for it.
that maybe I need to have my character figure out? Is it possible? Like, simply by wearing this, he would have just attuned to it naturally over time without meaning to? So it would have. Okay. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So you could read this giant book. I pull out the big book of the notes of our entire adventure that I've been talking into and be like, you could read this and like know the full history, or you can believe us that like baddies will come for this.
But no,
Like, worse.
no, I believe you, and that looks like a lot of homework I don't really want.
Right?
I would just hate to lose it. It's helped me get here. It was given to me by a fan, and she was a very kind old lady. Apparently it was in her family for a while. I don't know all the details, but
Can you describe her anymore?
Well, she was an old, half-elven woman. She had white hair. I don't know.
Have you
That's
seen her since then?
yeah. She's usually at all my mashes.
Maybe we should go talk to her next.
Can I look at the belt? And you said there's infernal runes around it.
That's what Spoot said. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't say quite everything, did I?
Well, it's up to you. Like,
Yeah, I would have described it. I would just as Jared said. And I don't read infernals, so I would not have been able to discern them.
can I
If only we knew someone who did.
read those really quick?
Can you? Genuinely
Oh,
asking.
can I?
I mean, no, can you? I don't know what this is. Do you recognize this language?
Yeah, it's infernal.
Oh.
My mother speaks it, and so do I. I would like to read the runes.
Yeah. So you
Don't
take
read them out loud.
you take a look at the belt, and you do see the runes. It's weird. The runes are kind of set into the gem, which the shard is inside of. So it takes a little bit to like get the right angle on them. And you realize it's not actual words so much as like the runes are runes of enhancement and binding and stabilization and like stitching, for lack of a better word. You get the sense. Well, make an Arcana check for me, Nereus. See how much you get out of this.
You get the sense that you don't get the sense yet.
A natural 20.
Now you get it.
Yeah. These infernal arcane runes are designed to hold this material together. You get the sense that this shard and this gem and this fallen Empyrean skin belt thing are not things that want to be together, and so these runes are the only thing keeping it that way. And you get the sense that if you attempt to break these runes, like something bad's going to happen.
I tell everybody, we might not want to separate these items because something bad might happen.
Sounds good to me. We can keep it together as it is. It's easier to
Also,
sneak around.
The runes are kind of like an infernal pancake recipe.
What?
Pancake?
I'm just kidding. It's a binding rune, an enhancement and such.
Oh, well then.
Because these materials don't want to be together, but they're sealed together.
Yeah.
That sounds like everything
In fact,
that has to be.
Spoot, I would like you
right.
to make a religion check for me.
I'm really bad at these too.
But you have your wisdom thingy.
I do. I'm going to use the wisdom thingy, which I have 2 more uses of.
Great.
Wait a minute. Hang on one sec.
Oh, it's a new day. You should have all of them.
Oh, I have all of them.
Yeah, because you weren't here last week. I didn't use any of them.
Gotcha. Actually, that might be correct as is, because I think I already get a +5 because I'm proficient, and that's
Yeah, you're
my bonus
proficient,
max would be +5 anyway. So that's correct as is.
Cool.
That's an 18.
Cool. Yeah, you know what Empyreans are. Empyreans are celestial entities that are like massive humanoids, but they are celestial in nature. They are like demigods. They are like children of deities, you know, and angelic beings. They are like high up in the celestial order. And this belt is made from the skin of one of those.
Whoa.
Really?
Wow.
Somebody
Spoot's gonna
keep
say
going
with a
here.
pause. I just realized what the belt is made from, and then I'll spit out what Empyreans are. So that is impressive, to say the least.
And terrifying?
Also,
Wait, so my belt is made of god skin?
demigod skin, but not to be discounted. Still quite high on the skin scale for belts.
Okay.
So I'm trying to say this so straight-faced. So, in the spirit of full honesty, you may find that if you continue to fight, some of the things that you found easy before may not be as easy now. But I think it is important to remember that this belt is only enhancing the strengths that are already there.
But
Oh.
but you defeated the people who stole this belt. Like, there's no more of them, right? Like, you I saw the carnage you inflicted.
No,
The last one alive told us that there's still members of their group out there, and they will come back for this with a vengeance.
Oh.
I realize that puts us in some grave danger, but I would certainly much prefer that than now they know where it was. Hopefully we
Yeah.
can.
if it's continuously moving, there's a lower chance they'll find it versus it just staying stationary here with you, leaving you open to more attacks. And you can take heart that if we take this, we'll be using it to beat the living shit out of them anytime we see them.
Well, I do
Oh,
like
hell
that.
yeah.
That's good.
Lots of murdering.
Well,
Well, I'm
Respectfully beating within an inch of life.
when necessary, only
I think they've provoked enough.
under provocation.
I understand that. I mean, I'm not going to quibble. These people overtook my mind and stole my belt and broke in
They're the
here
worst.
somehow through a portal, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not lamenting their loss, and like, we've got one alive. I'm sure the tenants will ask him all kinds of questions and figure out who he's working for and stuff.
Yeah, but if he's part of a cult, they don't exactly divulge information easy when we'd rather die for said cause.
Okay, sure. Well, maybe you can convince him. I bet they'd let you talk to him.
I mean, only if you said probably.
Well, I
There's
mean,
not much.
you warned, like, that was a city guard, not just a pit guard. So you warned the tenant, and
Well, because I've already gotten yelled at several times for causing fights using magic in the city streets, and so
well,
if
yeah,
like,
anyone who
get arrested.
anyone who starts a fight is going to get yelled at, regardless of if there's magic or not.
It's true. That is how cities seem to work.
Yes, but if we started one in the middle of the arena, I feel like that would have been very bad if they weren't tipped off first.
Yeah, but he's saying that maybe they'll let us talk to this guy.
I mean, I think I got what I can out of him.
Alright, up to you.
Well, I don't
We
know.
didn't find-
Whatever you think. But as for my belt, you make a lot of good points, and I definitely don't want more things coming to attack me while I sleep that can magic their way in, apparently.
I
What?
mean, if anything, we can, after, if threat is gone, and there's no more threat of anybody coming to seek these shots, we can just bring it back to you as well.
Well, that's nice of you, but also with this revelation that it's made from the skin of a demigod, I thought it was just like a albino crocodile or cow or something. I didn't think it was...
There seems to be a great history to this belt that I would love to discover.
if you say so. I mean, I doubt the woman who gave it to me knows anything, because she's just an old weaver woman.
Those
Looks
are
can be
always the
deceiving.
most deceptive. The most unseeming.
Well, I guess.
You wouldn't happen to know if she lives here in town and where we can find her?
Well, not specifically, no. I've
Do
only
you know
ever
her
seen her at the matches.
Hmm.
Do you know her name at all?
She's a weaver, you said?
Yeah, she's a weaver.
Does
I guess
Greg
we
know
just
of
gotta investigate all
any...
the weavers.
Can I make like a history check to think of if there are any half-elven weavers I know? Some old lady
Yeah, go for
with
it.
all my thievery.
Yeah, make a history check.
If I could read, I would. There we go.
Oh, I robbed her the other year.
Right? 21. If she's a weaver, she might have a shop. We might have robbed her. Who knows?
Yeah.
Some old half-elf lady.
Yeah, with a 21, yeah, there's a half-elven weaver woman down by the docks.
Hell yeah.
Her name's Carlena.
Perfect. Huh. I mean, I know one half-elf weaver lady that's old at the docks.
Oh, well, it might be her.
Worth a
Um,
All right.
shot.
Well, so he goes over to the belt and picks it up and kind of like wraps it around itself so that like, and it's a wide belt. It's like more like a girdle than a belt really. And he kind of like folds it up and kind of holds onto it and kind of hugs it to his like lithe frame for a moment, and then passes it off to Spoot. Why don't you just take care of this until you think you've solved whatever you're gotta solve, and then if it seems right, bring it back. But if it doesn't seem right, don't.
I promise you, I will endeavor to do what is right either way, and the best that we can. And if you find yourself in trouble, you can always call on Grig and the Misfits.
Yeah, find
And
somebody who can send.
And Spoot will give a big dorky wink to Grig when he says that.
That's a very cumbersome group name you've got. Grig
yeah, but it's been
Grig
passed
and the
around
Misfit?
enough. Yeah, you could say the Misfits for sure.
Why
It's been
don't Why
passed
don't you
around
like
enough.
acronymize them or something?
It's a whole
Graham.
thing.
Grig and the Misfits. Gat 'em? Like got 'em.
Gat 'em. Yeah, I love that.
Well,
That's a
I'm
very
not
good
go-
idea.
I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's just a mouthful, is all. But
You
okay.
get 1% of all of our earnings now for thinking of a new name.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, what? No. No.
Just kidding. Just sorry. They're the bookkeeper.
Oh well. Um.
And owner and manager.
Well, you take this and I'll make do. Maybe I'll retire. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. I don't know.
If you ever need a training partner, I know a really good Warforged that always loves to fight. Next time we're in town.
I did hear good things about your match yesterday. All the seasoned veterans of the arena were talking about it. They were saying, like, before you couldn't swing an axe to save yourself from a barn. But now they were very impressed that you stood against that gnome for so long. That gnome was a tough fighter.
I think he was holding back. You should see him fight a dragon.
Yeah,
gnome?
Defect definitely was holding
No, the Warforged.
What's a
But that's
Warforged?
Well,
I stand
whatever we call defects.
Arcanaton.
The Arcanaton. You should read that book, and you'll know. But I think we've taken up too much of your time. I sincerely hope that you are safe for now, and I will check on you. With that, I think we should leave.
Okay, well, I'll show you out. Thank you again for all of your help. And he shows you out. The guards have kind of taken care of the detritus, humanoid detritus that existed in here. And you are brought outside to the arena in the street. And he thanks you again. The guards thank you again. And you are free to do whatever you want. And if you look in your player journal, Spoot, you will see something.
Oh, we're all gonna die, guys. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to read that page. I don't actually remember how to get to my player. Oh, you mean in Roll20?
In Roll20, yep.
Oh, we have a Padook, guys. Sorry, I'll keep looking.
Yep. You will see that you have an item in your journal called the Girdle of Gronk.
Girdle of Gronk. It is a wondrous item, an artifact requiring attunement. It is made from the skin of a fallen Empyrean. I totally spelled that wrong in my notes. And set with a green crystal shard surrounded by infernal runes. When you are attuned to this item, you gain the following benefits: proficiency in the athletics skill, and gain advantage on all athletics checks. Proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws.
Pick me,
And resistance to poison. And Spoot says, I think I'll put this on. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, is Greg like literally jumping up and down? I'm gonna like whisper, wait till we leave.
Spoot, make an Arcana check with advantage because you've already identified this item. But as you're holding it in your hand, I want you to make an Arcana check on it.
Copy. I definitely will use my
Take
special
80 necrotic damage.
No. All right, I'm going to use the thing to add a +4 to this.
Okay.
I don't know why I clicked on athletics.
You're not attuned yet, young
watched
man.
myself do it and was like, that's not Arcana.
You're already wearing the belt.
Right.
Aha!
Oh no.
With advantage? Wow, that's even worse. 11?
Okay. With an 11, you've got one. You've seen these shards before. You remember the first time you touched a shard that was not in an item, when you touched the one on Badiv's tongue that like blew your mind. So you know there is so much potential in this item. You get the feeling that the only way to like unlock potential in these shard or these fragment touched items, these shard touched items, is to use the benefits. And yeah, like you got to use them to make them grow stronger.
Ooh.
So I have to hit defect with a shit ton of magic to make magic grow stronger. Hey, defect, duck!
Did
Oh
that-
god.
Where, he says, and then writes a poem.
No, and then I polymorph him into a duck.
So learning that, I'm a little
I want
nervous
it
if
so
that's a
bad.
good thing. Because then that might... I will express this to Greg when we're a safe distance away and out of earshot of Grunk. That,
You're out the arena. You're on your own.
That what I just like, what impression I got after touching it, but it almost makes me nervous to use it if it's going to grow stronger, if that might increase the chances of it being found again.
I mean, you know, they don't know.
I mean, if it's giving off stronger, I don't know how people are finding this, but if it's giving off stronger magical impulses, I just don't want to make you a greater target.
I mean, you've
Spoot,
already...
make a history check.
History check coming up. Wow, I can't roll for shit today. 12, embarrassingly.
With a
Give the
12,
plus.
as you are saying this, your mind goes back to those hastily, crazily scrawled notes you found in that ruined library. And you remember the notes talking about how it could sense they were out there, how it would go out to seek and to find them.
But if I have it, oh, I see what's happening. But I didn't read those notes. Never mind.
I will
Everybody doesn't know.
express the
Greg doesn't
notes
know.
that I read as I'm scrolling back through my journal. I'll do a physical searching, and but yes, that I have a strong feeling that they are able to track these things, and by merely holding on to them, we are now the new target because something terrible out there wants them real bad.
I don't want to
mean,
give you
that's-
the wrong idea here, so just... It didn't say... Like, none of the notes said that, like,
can
it could, like, track them down, like, pinpoint them. It just knew that they were out there and could feel the energies somehow. So...
Gotcha.
And then it said it would have to go and search for them in the notes.
Okay.
So in
Well,
other
then
in
we'll
other
just-
words, the notes made it sound like it knew it could like get the general area, but to find out specifically where they were, it had to actually go and look.
Right.
But you don't know how
Yeah.
detailed that general area would be.
I already wear one anyway.
It's
Yeah,
true. Maybe
I
the
mean,
trick
and
is to
then-
just keep moving.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And we're going to have another one, too, because we should go check on Froggy Guy.
Oh yes, I have so many messages to send.
You have a lot of messages to send.
Frog
I
guy.
think we're gonna do this. Yeah. We're just going to have him. I mean, what else are we going to do with him? We can't leave him anywhere.
Out of respect for Gronk, maybe you should put it on after we get away from the
Yeah,
arena.
sure.
Yeah, as Greg is
Have this
putting it
one?
on.
Okay,
Yeah,
we have
whatever.
this, right? It's not destructive.
Thank God, no. I mean, on your waist, maybe.
What are you
Okay.
talking about? We always make great choices.
As we leave the arena, I think Spoot will bring up the elephant in the room, which is that we do need to circle back to a certain wizard to talk about a certain dragon soul trapped in a certain gem that needs to be destroyed in a certain manner.
Yeah, we should go find out about that. That's true. We should destroy some stuff. We're on a roll. Can I just say, we're on a roll. This feels good.
I didn't think would be so smooth to get here. Maybe smooth is not the right word.
I'm a little worried.
We're alive,
a little worried.
and I'm thankful. But
Nobody's
if
dead. My dad hasn't killed anyone. We might be leaving
yet,
town.
I would like to go to the library before we leave town, because that was something I was meant to do, and
Wait, you have
Forgot?
to go to the wizard first, and then
Yes,
first thing in the morning
I think
we have
the
to go
wizard.
to the docks and check the ship. You might
Oh.
have time after that, or after
Oh.
the wizard, but we have to get those.
let's go to the wizard. And then I'll try to go to the library, maybe.
Okay, how about that? Because this is your errand.
No one has to join me for either of these errands, but you're
Now
more
I'm gonna
than
see the
welcome.
wizard again.
Let's go to see the wizard.
I'm in a
Okay.
weirdly good mood. This has been really delightful. We got some killing
This
in.
wizard-
We
this
have
wizard's
another
gonna
piece.
kill the mood.
We have another shard. This is great.
That battle was a long time coming, wasn't it?
All right. So you're going to the Three Spires. Is that where you're going?
Right.
Correct.
All right, cool. Yeah, you head your way over there, and you once again see the single door and this like base that contains the three towers that spire up above.
Who wants to knock? I don't want to knock.
Food knocks.
Cool. Once again, the like hole in there kind of opens up, and an eye stalk comes out and looks at you all, and you all hear in your minds, "Oh, it's you again." Fine. And,
I mean, we were told to come back.
and the door opens, and you see this floating eyeball with 4 eye stalks and a big mouth just kind of floating there looking at you again, and you hear in your minds, "This way."
I'm trying to search in my notes, but can I history check to remember this entity's name?
Ploxomog.
Floxamog. I would love to greet Floxam.
Ploxomog. Ploxomag. Ploxomog.
Hello, Ploxamog. How are you today?
You hear in your mind, I'm existing.
Oh,
That's good.
fine.
That's good. I think it is better than the alternative.
Marilot is expecting you right this way. And he floats over to that door frame once again, and then opens the door frame, and inside you see the same half-elf male wizard with like birch-colored skin, brown hair. His back is to you, and it looks like he's talking to 3 mirrors.
I'm sorry. I should have maybe called to say that we were coming, but I felt like it was time to check on That
Who are you talking to?
One of the eyeballs will just look. One of the eye stalks just kind of turns and looks at you, and you hear Spoot. He's waiting for. He's expecting you. Just go in and wait, and he'll be done when he's finished talking to his apprentices.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. So you enter, and the room once again is this library with all of this stuff and books and weird instruments and like strange little devices doing all kinds of weird things. And you see that he has 3 mirrors that are set up like full-length mirrors, and in each mirror you see a different individual working over something. Like you see a human female who is like using an eyedropper over one substance and like chanting over another and like doing the occasional drip. And he's like, no, Sala, you need to focus on what you're trying to turn it into, not what it already is. And he kind of moves over to the next window or the next mirror, and there's a beautiful like tiefling with a very like revealing outfit on. She's got little like horn decorations on the tips of her horns, little like gold things up there. And you see her wave her hand over a teacup that then begins to dance and do a little jig there. It's like, good job, Kismet. Now make it do somersaults. And you hear the tiefling go, and then he turns his head to the third mirror, and you see a half-orc male who is looking at, is like finishing up making a rune circle on the ground with a bunch of chalk. And you hear Marilot, no. You need to put it in the 3rd house. You have it in the 5th house. The triangle needs to bisect through the 3rd and the 5th.
Oh wait, I think I know that spell.
Yeah, I was gonna say. is any
He
other
turns,
familiar?
and the half-orc turns as well at the mirror and says, "Who the fuck are you?"
Who the fuck are you?
Hi, sorry.
Quiet, Wolfstar, Kismet, Sala, I'll be with you shortly. Keep practicing, don't fuck anything up. And he snaps his fingers, and the mirrors go cloudy and return to a regular mirror. Apprentices, what are you going to do? All right, I remember you lot. You brought the Dracolich phylactery, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Great.
Mhm.
I've got answers for you.
Oh, good.
And he sits down or goes behind his desk and mutters an incantation, and a little like cubby door appears out of nowhere, and he opens it up, sticks his hand in, and pulls out the phylactery and puts it on his desk.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, so here's how this thing works. Inside is the soul of a red Dracolich, all right? You know this. You fought it, you got it. Good job. Congratulations, you didn't fucking die. Now, there's only one way, according to my research, that this particular phylactery is able to be destroyed. And you are going to destroy this thing, right?
I intend to.
I
Good.
mean, it depends how do you destroy it.
All right, you're going to need a few things. First, you're going to need enough acid to dissolve this in. To like totally cover it over in a golden bowl. But not just any acid, you need the acid from an ancient copper dragon. All right? So which means you need to find one, and you need to ask it nicely to give you a bunch of acid. Which, good luck with that. But hey, that's what you need. Next step, after you submerge this in the acid for 10 days, in a golden bowl worth at least 2,000 gold pieces, it's going to need to be cracked expertly by a master jeweler using tools made of pure mithril, which will easily run you another 600 gold if you don't have them already. And those will have to have been blessed by a high priest of the Platinum Dragon. All right, you got it? You look very confused.
Let me just repeat this back to make sure. So we need enough acid from an ancient copper dragon to completely cover and submerge the phylactery in a gold bowl for 10 days. The gold bowl, which must be worth 2,000 gold.
Yep.
And then the resulting mass must be cracked by a master jeweler with mithril tools that have been blessed by the priestess of the high dragon.
A high priest of the Platinum Dragon.
Thank you.
You know, one of the high dragon gods. I thought you were the clerical type. No?
I not the listen and write at the same time type, I think.
Ah, well. Well, that's what you got to do with this thing. Now, if you think you can do all that quickly, great. I'll give you the damn thing back. If not, I'll keep it here, locked in storage, until you can get all this stuff acquired.
I
That was
think
my next question.
that might be a better plan, yes.
Great. He picks it up, puts it back in the cubby, closes the door, and like waves his fingers, and it disappears from view. Great.
I
Is
love
that like
Not
a
gonna
pocket
bother
dimension or
anybody.
something? That's
Oh.
just yours.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's safe.
I keep lots of crazy, dangerous things in places like that.
That's cool. I like that.
Okay.
Anything-
It's what
anything
happens
else
when you're an
cool?
archmage.
Can
You
I
know
say
how to do
something?
a lot of stuff, okay?
That's cool. I like that.
Good.
How do I do that?
Study and practice.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a new apprentice?
No, I've already got 3 pains in my asses.
can teach you some magic. You don't need him.
I mean, I do want to do your blowing stuff up, lightning stuff, but that's useful.
Useful.
Blowing stuff up, lightning stuff. Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
Nereus does.
we'll,
I mean, I blow stuff up. Nereus does lightning, but you
I'll
did.
take them
Can I?
to the door now.
Is that
I
like a
think.
bag of holding? But
Thank you.
different? It's just in
Okay.
the air.
Well,
no,
come-
it's an extra dimensional space that nobody can get into except me.
It sounds safe, and I would love to come back with those materials, but I won't trouble you any longer, as we were just leaving.
Good. Get out of here. You bother me.
Question.
Yeah,
Last
what?
question. To come back with said materials, do you have a teleportation circle or know of any I could access in this city?
That's a good question.
Because we might have to go far and wide for these materials, and it would make the trip a bit shorter.
I seem to recall one possibly being in the basement of the chipped mug.
There's
Cellar.
one in the basement of the bar down the street. Well, then use
Uh,
that one.
I don't know how to activate it, though. Perhaps
You
I
said
know
that
it.
you didn't see it.
Well, maybe it was a one-time use only. That's why I'm asking if it was something.
God sent you to the basement of a bar. It was probably just your god.
Could have been worse.
If there's one in the basement of the bar, go use the one in the basement of the polished mug.
What? I've never heard of one in the basement of the polished mug. This is just from the thing. The turtle showed up there one time, but he's got a god, and gods do
Listen,
stuff
if-
apparently.
I promise to make it a one-time use for this one trip, for this one item. Do you have one we can use one time?
Make a persuasion check, Nereus.
Oh no, we're gonna fucking re-roll that shit.
Do you have to keep the reroll? Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's better. 20.
Okay. He looks at you. Well, I guess it would speed things along. Follow me. And he
Nice.
heads towards the closed door, waves his hand in front of it, and the door frame changes color. And he opens the door and walks through, leading you all into a like pink stoned chamber. Like it's like pink tiles and stone and all this kind of stuff. And in the floor, in a 10-foot wide circle, you see a bunch of runes and teleportation stuff. All right, you're the one who knows how to read these, so read it, memorize it.
I take out a notebook and just start jotting it down.
Likewise. Wait, what language is it in?
It is not a language, it's arcane sigils.
Symbology.
Gotcha.
All right.
Greg will too, because why not?
This
Everybody's writing stuff down.
Makes him look smart.
As you are all copying these down, he is walking around and like looking over your shoulders. All of you, go ahead. Just make an Arcana check.
Oh no.
Feck. Oh.
18.
12. Oh, we got the same rolls but reversed.
Cool.
Defense.
That checks out.
Defending his thumbs.
He's drawing a duck. He's just drawing it.
All right.
A duck
It's
with
a beautiful
arcane
duck.
So Marilot walks by in his blue robes and red symbols, looks over Greg's shoulder and is like, not bad. But you don't know how to cast this, so...
No, but I don't care. I didn't know how to cast anything until I tried.
Fair enough. All right. It looks over at Spoot. Yeah, you'll never get it. And moves along over to Nereus. Ah, good. You've got the basics. I see you've grasped this pretty well.
I know of one other circle.
Well, good. Fine. It takes you about 15 or so minutes to accurately copy the symbol into your notebook. All right. Well, you got that. Anything else you want to bother me about? No?
Lots of things, but it's pretty clear that Spoot's not going to let me.
Spoot wishes to go to the library now.
My
I'm gonna-
library?
No, the library.
of the knowing lady or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, sure. They've got good stuff in there.
I'm gonna go.
Not
fix
nearly
my-
as good as my library, but hey, for a religious order, they're not bad.
Would I be allowed in your library?
No.
Didn't think so.
Listen, maybe one day we'll become friends. It's not today. I'm gonna go fix my clothing because I'm a bit burnt. I'll see you guys back at the tavern.
Yeah, good for you. All right. And he goes to the doorway and waves his hand in front of it and mutters a few words, and the door frame changes again, and he opens the door, and you see bobbing in the air, you see Ploxamag. He'll show you out. Go on. Go. Get out of here. I got stuff to do. And you are ushered out by Marilot and ushered out by Ploxamag, and the door closes behind you.
I'm so sorry, Greg. I know that probably we both have 1,000 questions for him, but
He doesn't
makes-
hate me.
he makes me nervous, and I didn't want to overstay our welcome yet.
He's a bit of a
I
dick.
mean, if you say so. He didn't hate me.
That's true. I think that was we spent what seemed to be an appropriate amount of time. That was an excellent question that Nereus thought of.
Well,
Yeah,
now
so
that
what
I
is
have
it? A teleportation circle? What's it do?
Yes. We get there instantly.
Oh.
And now that I have the circle unless he spends the next year rewriting it. Every day.
You all hear something in your mind at that moment. It's Marilot's voice. And if you plan on using that circle, you better send a message ahead, because otherwise you ain't getting out of that room. So have fun with that.
Totally fair. Understood.
Good. And the voice departs.
How do you do that to all of us at once?
You don't know.
He's a wizard in a tower. I don't doubt
That is
anything.
awesome.
Spoot, you said you knew somebody else that might have one of these fluxes.
Wait, what? What are we asking about?
If he has one of those circles as well.
Oh, I'm not sure. I just I wound up in Winton via the cellar and the.
Right, but you
Oh,
said you knew another mage wizard person.
Oh, Fluxus.
before. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh.
talked to them
Do you
before.
know
We
if
haven't
they
like visited
have
them.
one?
in a long time.
I have no idea, actually. I don't think I thought to ask.
Well, now you can when you have time. I don't think we're heading there anytime soon, but something worth asking.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, I know I want to go to the library, and I'm trying to find the note that tells me why.
You just wanted to go because
Your
your
God
told
said
you to go.
so.
I think that's what it came down to, wasn't it? If I
No,
needed help.
Seda had mentioned that there was a branch
Seda.
here.
Yeah, right, because it's the Ioun is another,
Yeah, the knowing mistress.
yeah. Oh, Flotsam Mag, I spelled your name wrong. I'm so sorry, sir. Great. That's kind of where I'm headed.
I'm gonna go back to the tavern.
Okay.
Fair.
Cool. So yeah, you can do that. Spoot wants to go to the library. There is still the potential of that mage who's been arrested. You could maybe get more information out of, although Nearest thinks he's pretty much got it all. Nearest is going to go back to the Black Pearl, and we are going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to take a short rest.
Woo-woo.
So we're going to do that. Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with us while we played some D&D. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So thank you all very much for hanging out with us. We'll see you in a few moments. Be right back.
I will carry this team.
Hello, everyone. We're back, and apparently Defect's going to carry the team. We are back. The party has split off. Spoot has gone off towards the library. Nereus has gone off towards the bar. And Defect and Grig are left to their own devices after they've all left the Tower of the Wizard Merilot. So, that is the question. What would you like to accomplish, Defect and Grig? Do you want to check out this, the mage, or do you not have anything specific, or do you want to go check out the Weaver Woman?
Weaver Woman.
Check the Weaver Woman.
Yeah. I'd do that.
Sure. Yeah, Grig, you know where her shop is, so it's not hard to get to.
Cool. Yeah, let's go there. I mean, why not?
Cool. All right. So you enter this shop, and there's a little ting, and there's a little old woman sitting amidst like racks of like rugs, like, you know how those rug racks that are just like a pole on a stand that have rugs thrown over them at various heights.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like in here. And there's this old wrinkle-skinned but still kind of beautiful in a way half-elven woman with long white hair. Oh, hello, dearies. Welcome to my shop. Well, it's my shop. I should really name it one of these days. Well, welcome.
Your shop works.
Well, it's my shop, not your shop.
It's your shop, not my shop.
No, it's my shop. It's not your shop.
Yeah.
Are you looking to purchase a rug today? Yes?
Well, I mean,
Looking for information.
yeah.
About rugs?
Are you a fan of Gronk?
Oh, I love Gronk.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just a dreamboat and so skilled. He wears the belt I gave him every match.
Yeah.
Well,
That's...
speaking of,
Yes?
because you're wearing the belt now, Greg, right?
I'm not wearing it. No, I
No,
haven't
not yet.
designed it.
Okay.
Good call.
We have questions about this belt. How did you come upon it?
What? I inherited it when my father died.
Who's their father?
Well, that's a little personal, don't you think?
Apologies.
I mean, it's just such a great belt. Like, it's like a really, really special seeming belt. So it's like
It
a big
was,
heirloom,
yes.
I would think.
My
So, like,
father
are you,
wore it
like...
every day of his life that I can remember. He really loved it. But, he died and passed it along to me, and it wasn't really my style, that white leather, but I thought it would complement Gronk's scales so beautifully, and he wasn't doing very well at the time. But I was like, take this, it'll bring you luck. It brought my father luck, and he said thank you, and well, he's been wearing it ever since, and look, he's gotten all the way to 300 wins. It's just so great.
That's very great. So, like, the luck thing you knew. So it was just
Well,
luck?
my father always said it was lucky, but I just never wore it, so.
Oh. Are there any, like, cool stories? Like, where'd he get it? Like, because it is very lucky. And,
I don't know where he got it.
Huh. Cool. Greg looks at Defect like, I suddenly have no idea what to say.
Yeah, Defect kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, what did your father do for a living? Was he a rug maker?
Oh, no, not at all. He was a complicated man. He did a few odd jobs that, you have to understand, at the time, the spell storms were still raging. I mean, I'm about 125 years old, so. But at the time, he was, Well, when I was a small child, he was a bit of a layabout and just kind of went out and tried to bet people into drinking them under the table and came back successful more often than not, so I'll give him that credit. He was never abusive, but just didn't have a lot of drive, I suppose. Eventually became a fisherman once things kind of began calming down, but still the occasional spell storm popped up and we had to run off and move. That's how we lost my mother. But he died about 6 years ago. And that's about it.
So, like, he got the belt, it just was there one day, and then he was lucky?
I don't know. He just always called it his lucky belt, and he wore it every day.
Oh. I mean, that's...
Why are you
that's
asking
cool.
about this?
Well, you might hear there's news that some people came to steal some stuff, broke into the arena, and it was about the belt.
Oh no! Did they steal Gronk's belt?
Well, kind of.
Kinda. Did
You
they or
should
didn't
ask
they?
Gronk about this.
Oh,
We're just finding out more.
I've never had a real conversation with him. I just... Oh, if they stole that belt, that's just horrible. Oh, no. Oh,
Perhaps you can make him a new belt,
I don't know how to make a
like
belt.
you do your rugs.
You realize that belts and rugs are two very different things, don't you?
Well, yeah, but like the weaving part, you could weave. I mean, that rug's really pretty.
Who would ever want a woven belt?
I
You'd
don't
be
know.
surprised. Oh, wait.
Efek pulls down a rug and kind of wraps it around himself. It's like, oh, it kind of works.
That'll be 5 silver for the rug.
Well, I'm not buying it.
Well, you've touched it and worn it and damaged it. It's yours now.
Okay,
And
yeah,
damage it.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, if we're being honest, that belt's very special, and there's like some serious like bad people after it, and you can talk to Gronk about it more. We were just hoping you
What?
knew more, because
What do you... There's nothing magical about that belt. Why? What bad people? What are you talking about?
I mean, it's gonna be all over the town. Some people broke into the arena, and they were not nice.
Well, sure, that'll get around, but like... What? What do you mean? I don't know what kind of crazy prank you're pulling here, but... Get out of my shop.
Okay, sorry. Here's the. Yeah, it's not a prank. You should talk to Gronk. He's really nice. You're right. He is really nice. He remembers you.
Oh, well, that's so sweet. Now get out!
Okay, bye.
What?
And you
Well, we
leave
got
the shop.
nothing out of that.
That was great.
No, just happened mysteriously. I did leave the lady the 5 silver for the rug.
Okay,
Oh, well, then I take the rug with me.
Yeah, take the rug.
great. You now have a rug.
I wear it around my waist like a belt.
It is clunky and awkward and very difficult to keep in place because it's a rug.
But how big of a rug?
How? Yeah. How?
I'm assuming you just grabbed like what is more of a table runner than a rug, and
Sure, perfect. Yes.
and it's still like thick, heavy, wool yarn that's been woven together. So
Broken.
It
I'm
is.
sure I can clasp it together at one end, make it hang off my hips a little bit. I don't know.
Like a big bandolier, like a shawl.
There you go. Yeah.
A cape.
Sure.
Maybe a cape.
Yeah.
No,
You already have
A
it.
cape on top of my cape.
It's
Okay,
like
so,
a neck belt.
so you've got a rug over your shoulders, is what you've got. Great. Moving on.
Cape of billowing.
This is so good.
Okay.
What was I doing at the library? Nothing exciting. Gloss over that, please.
We were just failing at interacting with others.
All right. Charismatic capers leave the leave the Weaver woman's shop.
Poor Weaver woman. That's such a fun thing to say, by the way.
Weaver woman?
Weaver woman.
She's got
I'm
the
gonna keep
lamest
saying it.
superpower. She just generates rugs out of nowhere, but, you know.
The rug of truth.
So, what do you two want to do next now that you have Defect draped in a rug?
I mean, I guess. Back to anything
Well,
else?
back to tavern. Yeah, got nothing
Yeah,
else
we
I
on
mean,
our docket. So.
Do you
so
have to
like
buy
you
anything?
you could go to the you could like go replenish anything you wanted to replenish if you want to do that. Nearest had mentioned, or Spoot had said that there was another one of those circles at the polished mug. And
It's in the cellar. It's well hidden.
and so you could investigate that if you wanted to. You could try to see if you could talk to that mage prisoner anymore. You could go back to the Black Pearl. You could try to catch up to Spoot. It's all up to you.
I don't know. Do you want to go question that guy? I mean, we're on a roll asking questions.
I mean, that was a warm up, and I felt that we did really well. So
I mean, yeah, she didn't know anything,
Let's-
and we made her sort of happy, but
yeah, no, I don't want to lose this. What we got going on here? So this
cool, yeah,
momentum.
yeah.
I
No, let's do
support
it.
that
Bad cop,
so
good cop.
much.
All right,
All right.
let's
So
go.
you head
Where
off
we-
towards the tenant station.
I'm gonna support the
The one that's
station.
closest to the arena.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. Meanwhile, Spoot, you find your way over towards the Trinary Library, as it is known here.
Boring. No rugs here. Moving on.
There's a human woman at the desk, and she looks up. Oh, how may I help you? Welcome to the
Hi.
Trinary Library of the Knowing Mistress.
Thank you for your greeting. I am so excited to be here, actually. There's a very loud person out there. I was told to come check out the library after spending some time at the library with Sveta Malor.
In the Fay Harbor branch.
Yes. And so I wanted to come see your lovely library.
Well, I'm happy to give you a tour.
Oh, please.
Well, right this way. My name is Yacinda. Please follow me. And
It's Simba.
and she escorts you through the library, and it's very much similar to the Library of Three back in Fay Harbor. This Trinity Library is it's a reference point, as well as there's a shrine in the center, like a three-sided shrine to the Knowing Mistress herself. Are you looking for anything in particular? She asked you.
I don't know. No, not
Are
yet.
you a servant of the Knowing Mistress?
I am not. I must say, I'm a servant of Farlane, but I feel that we have
Oh, the Horizon Walker, of course.
similar interest at times.
Of course, yes. Well, if you are searching for any answers, and we can help you provide them, we are happy to do so.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to ask this in a not ignorant way, but it might just come out very spoot-like. How would I ask for the person that is? Well, what was Sada's position in that library? Was the archivist?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I don't. Just out of curiosity, I would love to meet as many librarians as I can in my travels. Is there an archivist here as well?
Oh, of course, yes. Right this way.
I didn't
And-
want to intrude.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm sure he will love to meet you. And so she shows you to an office and knocks on the door, and you see the name on the door, Archivist Herbal. She opens up the door. Archivist, we have someone who would like to meet you. Oh, very well. And he pops out of the office. He's a small little halfling, very more like a ball than a person, really. He is extremely rotund. He's his robes like hit over the edge of his belly and then go straight to the floor, so it looks like he's like, just like a top orb with drapes. It's comical and adorable because he's 3'7" maybe.
Wow, tall for a halfling.
I mean, you don't know what kind of shoes he's wearing, but he's like, oh well, hello, my name is Herbal. How can I help you?
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Spoot. I wanted
Spoot,
to.
a pleasure. Yes, hello.
Hello, Seda Malor sends his regards. I'm sure.
Oh, Seda, he's a gem. He is.
He has been a great asset to me, I must say, and he strongly suggested that I come find this lovely library and take a tour of it and introduce myself.
Well, would you like a tour? Yacinda, have you shown him around? We were just finishing Archivist.
Yes,
in that case. Are you looking for anything in particular?
There is something we have been searching for, and it may. We realize it may be hard to find, but do you have any information on? And what are we calling defect again? The Arcanaton. Arcanaton. On Arcanatons or constructs of that ilk.
Well, I'm unfamiliar with that term Arcanaton. We do have information about, general information about constructing golems and constructs in various kinds. Nothing too detailed. The more detailed stuff is not prohibited, but kept for people who are not going to raise an army of clay homunculi.
Sure, that is to be very understandable. I'm also.
Yes?
I'm actually looking through my notes to see if I had something specific I was supposed to ask about that I'm blanking on. I will say, Spoot will say that I'm always interested in learning about the breaking and the spell storms and the shards and all of that. I just find it very
well. That happens to be my special area of expertise. I've spent my life studying the breaking.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Yes. Please come in. Come into my office. And he kind of waddles into his office. And you follow after him. Yeah. You see, he's got a regular-sized desk, like for an average humanoid. But he's got a big bench that's got like a step system that goes up to it. And he just kind of walks kind of up the steps and kind of plops himself down and indicates you to be seated in a chair across the way. And looking around his office, it is filled with books and scrolls of all kinds and journals and ledgers and stuff. There's bric-a-brac. There are various drawings and sketchings that look to be artistic interpretations of like the previous continent of Lorjan and like what happened during the breaking and arcane spell storms, and you see colored crystals that are like shattered into multiple pieces, kind of like in an exploded view. It's all like artistic representations of things, but that's kind of the vibe in this office.
I think Spoot just got overly excited seeing all of this, like eyes wide.
Now, please sit. Yes.
I don't even know if I can sit. I'm gonna like sit, and then like a few minutes later, while if I say something, I'll stand back up again because I'm very excited. I basically will proceed to be like, Seda has been a great help to us. We've had some quests that have we've called upon his wisdom and guidance, and in that quest, I have been led down this path of trying to learn more about I'm like talking really fast for Spoot, like the breaking and the spell shards and all these things, and I think I've stumbled upon some information. I would love to share it with your notes, my notes with your notes, if that's okay. And I'll course, start getting out like notebooks
we
and
are in the business of knowledge and information sharing. So yes, of course.
I'm just like spreading the stuff out, like all the stuff I learned at the library while I was on my solo mission, and like,
drawings and stuff I've had of the
So,
shards.
so you take out the notes you made from the Ibanese library. Is that what you're taking out?
Yes.
As soon as you explain like what it is, his eyes light up and he jumps in and like with almost a fervor begins like reading the notes. And you realize like he looks at a page for less than a second before he like moves on to the next thing.
Wow.
This is fascinating. What all this different handwriting and oh, this is fantastic stuff. Oh, and this whatever this creature is, it was multiple people and now it's one person.
I know.
It's
terrifying, but so
these
intriguing.
are accounts of people who were at the site, at the focal point of the breaking. Do you realize how this is game changing? Where did you find all this?
I will describe to the best of my ability the location I found.
He jumps off of his bench and like scampers over to a shelf and pulls out a piece of vellum and comes back and just kind of like puts it on top. And you see it's a rough map of the continent of Johanna. And he's like, okay, so you think you were here? And he starts like pointing at places. And like when you point to the right place, he draws like a big circle around it in red and rolls back up. I will have to inspire an expedition to this location. This is fantastic.
Be careful. Be warned that when I left there some time ago now, many months, there was a dangerous creature also in this area. I doubt it's still there, but just be warned if you send an expedition there. And
Well,
I'll
of course, we'll
describe
take every precaution. We don't want anyone to get hurt. But still, the knowledge that exists in such a place is inconceivable at this point. I mean, just these few books you've shown here. Fascinating. Sorry, I get so excited over this. What can I help you with? Are you looking to expand upon a question you have through all of these notes, or what?
I'm not even sure I know where to start, but I mean, I will take any information that seems relevant. But I will say that I found
well, you'll
myself.
have to narrow it down a little bit. I have a lot of information.
I know. This is just very exciting. I mean, I would narrow it down. I think maybe. Sorry, I'm waiting for the siren to go by.
Kids and their air horns, they just,
Right. What even is an air horn?
It's a horn that has a little reed in the front that makes a noise much like that.
Well, they're awful. I hate them. I thought bagpipes were bad. Sorry, Olive's not here today.
Low blow.
Burn on Olive.
Sorry if you're watching this. Yeah, I will sort to narrow it down that we are tracking down shards. I think I'll just give them the whole spiel. This is what happened. This is where we found ourselves. I had a divine vision from my god. We got to track this stuff down. People are after them. They're related to this, I think, who knows, this bad thing that wrote in these journals. Cult with the Black Hand. And so basically, when I finally get around to a question, I'm like, but I don't know where all these things are. We think we know where some of them are. I don't know if you have any information that could help guide us to the remaining ones.
Well, I don't have any locations of where any things are necessarily, but I do know a few things about these items through research and interacting with those who have claimed them in the past. When you possess a shard-touched item and you use it and you use it well, its power grows exponentially and you gain the benefits of that power, you see.
Is that dangerous for the user?
Well, not unless the item's cursed in some way. You see, the fragments are not good or evil, they just are power. It's all in how you use it. If you use power irresponsibly or unwisely or selfishly, then it can corrupt. But if you use it to benefit others, to help, to aid, to offer if you use it with good intent, then it becomes something you are able to enrich yourself with. Generally, these items, when they are crafted, the crafter gives a direction, a focal pathway to the energies of the fragment that they have embedded in whatever it is. For example, if you embed a fragment in a sword, it's probably going to strengthen the sword, or maybe give you a special ability or a special way to attack with the sword. But if you put it in a cloak, for example, then perhaps it will increase protections offered by the cloak, or some other such things. The fascinating thing about these fragments is, according to all the research I have done, it is possible for them to transmute between states of matter. You could have a fragment that is dust, akin to a vapor, or you could have it that is a sort of liquid, but still its own entity. Mostly they are solid, but if you have the magics to transmute them in such a way, you could gain perhaps more or different benefits by doing that to the fragment. And certainly installing or using a fragment as a thread, or as dust in a small satchel, for example, or something. I don't know. I don't really make magical items, but possibilities exist in all sorts of ways with magic. And you have to remember that these fragments are pure magical potential. They come from the Arcanum Progeneris, the original crystal through which the gods funneled their divine powers to create magic, to create arcane magic for normal people. It took time, and it was one school at a time, but eventually, yes.
I think Sweet has to take a moment, because he's just like, yes, I love all this information, but also so much. And then it just adds more questions. With the risk of role-playing poorly, I do want to clarify something maybe through Spoot. I mean, Spoot will mention that I have seen visions of these shards, and I've seen that there are 7, and that we think we know what the 7 are. But this is maybe an ignorant player question where I missed something in my notes. Are what we're calling fragments pieces of these shards? So there could be multiple. Yes, okay. There are multiple fragments of the same shard, of which there are 7 different.
Right. There are 2 events to remember in the history of Nuuli. There is the primary division, which is when the Arcanum Progeneris was broken into 7 shards by the gods. A mortal used the powers of the Arcanum Progeneris to ascend to godhood, and the other gods didn't like that, because in order to do that, that mortal slew one of the other gods. So to prevent that from happening again, they broke the crystal. The crystal crashed to Earth, and the shards were fought over for millennia and eons. And then the Ibn, according to all this research that this individual has procured for you, and you have read about in the notes, recollected all of the shards and did whatever they did, which caused the breaking of shards, and all those shards became fragments. So the 2 big events are the primary division and the breaking of shards.
So there's no way of knowing, back to Spoot now, so it seems to be there's no way of really knowing how many fragments of the shards there are.
Oh, I couldn't possibly guess. I mean, from all accounts, the shards were not overly large. They were about this big, and he kind of makes a motion of a small, like a pony keg size thing. They were able to be held and transported by an individual, So the fragments could be large chunks of that or small. It's impossible to say how many could exist.
That is what worries me because
Although,
I feel.
wait, doesn't one of your notes say that it senses a certain number of them?
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to look for actually, and that's a whole question about how
Yeah,
it can sense these
he
things.
flips through some notes. Yes, this note right here. It says it. I can sense 777 fragments.
You're right. I forgot about that.
That is very specific.
That is a very specific number. So he can sense the fragments, and this is what I'm worried about: is how well it can find them. Obviously, it is possible to locate these things because we know of a wizard's tower where a fragment was. They got broken into. The champion Gronk had a fragment in their belt, and they
Really?
that was there was an attempted theft on that we were thankfully able to stop today.
Oh my.
So I don't know how many they already have obtained or how many are left. We only can speak for what, like, how many have we got left? 3?
What? You
4?
you said you had. So, do you have Gronk's belt now?
I don't, but my party does. My friend does.
Of course. So, if you have Gronk's belt, and you have this amulet, you said, and you left another fragment with someone. Is that what you said?
Yes, I'm trying to count in my head now how many we have.
Well, and each of those is a different fragment, you say.
Yes, from a different shard.
Of course. Interesting. And did you tell him that Fluxus had a ring that had a fragment in it that got stolen?
No.
Okay.
I didn't yet.
Okay. Well, those are all very different in terms of property. I don't see a connection yet. Indeed not. I'm not sure what you're getting at here, Spoot.
I'm not sure either. I'm so overwhelmed with knowledge and questions and everything.
Well, have you said that you foiled this thievery attempt? Have you interrogated the thieves?
We did an initial interrogation, and now that you mention it, I wonder if the rest of my party went back to interrogate further. We found that the name of the group they're working for is the blanking
Shade Reachers.
Shade Reachers. Maybe I didn't write that down. The Shade Reachers, and I will re-describe the people with the black tattooed hands that I've seen about.
Oh, well, I've never heard of them. But I'll take this information down, and if I find anything, I will let you know. But I suggest you go interrogate that individual before before it disappears into Winton. The tenants are good at their job, but money talks here, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I see. So perhaps I should head straight there in the hopes that maybe other members of my party are already on their way.
Perhaps. I will certainly be here if you have further questions and information. Don't forget all of your notes.
Thank you, and I'll gather my notes, and I'll thank you so much for.
Of course.
I can see that you are as helpful as Seda, and I'm sorry to be a burden of someone with questions, but if it's okay, I have no doubt that I will come back again with more counsel and advice in need of. I can't even speak.
Oh, don't worry at all, my boy. Please, go in the light and go in knowledge.
Thank you.
And you exunt. Nereus, you were heading back to the Black Pearl. Is that correct?
Yes. Sorry, I was muted.
It's okay. Cool. So you head back towards the Black Pearl. You arrive. Classy Nick kind of just looks at you and kind of jerks you to enter. What do you want to do when you arrive? You can see Pastel is behind the bar, and they kind of give you a little nod.
I'm just gonna. I actually, I want to go take a bath
Okay.
and then fix my clothes from being singed and freezed and smacked.
Sure. So you head on back. The little tiefling boy is there once again and helps you get into the tub, puts your stuff in the little cubby, and just kind of waits. And you scrub yourself clean. It's a very warm, comforting bath. No biggie. Spend however much time you want to in there. When you exit and reclaim your clothing, you find that your clothes are mended already.
Oh, I forgot it does that.
Yep. Oh, looks like we may have lost Mike. Up here he comes.
I'm back.
Cool. So your clothes are mended by the cubbies.
Imprestidigitations? Or no?
No, like actual mended.
Okay.
Like cleaned, washed, repaired.
Oh. Yes. I need this cubby.
Yeah. It's like, will there be anything else today, sir?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to help you, sir. Really, it is. I'm happy. I'm happy you are well taken care of here at the Black Pearl. We strive for the best in our customer service and the comfort and aid of our guests here. Make an insight check, Nereus.
It's making me uncomfortable. 9.
What's the tip?
Awkwardly, he's like trying to hit you up for like a couple of copper or something. Like,
I fish for some of the gold that I took out of pockets of the, or money that I took out of the pockets of the people in the arena.
okay, yeah.
I don't know what's the lowest I have.
I mean, there's definitely copper pieces in there.
All right, I'll give him some copper, I guess.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Oh, thank you, sir. Very kind of you. If you need anything else, you just let me know. And he goes back to his, after helping you get dressed, he goes back to his little stool that he sits on behind the desk.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Uncomfortably walk out.
Okay. Greg, Defect, and Spoot, you all arrive at the tenant station closest to the fighting pit, the arena, at the same time.
Oh, hi. You were gonna go to the. Great.
I'm so glad that you're here. I was just hoping that someone. Is that a rug?
Do you
Yeah.
like it? Be honest, Boot. Do you like it?
I don't know what it looks like. Describe it for me, someone.
Okay, so this rug is a herringbone pattern in blue and like a slate gray, with a few like highlights of like a reddy, like a red mud red kind of yarn. It is well made. It is debatable as to whether or not it is aesthetically pleasing to anybody in particular.
I do think that the pattern suits you well. I'm not sure how comfortable it will be next time we're in battle, but I think it. If you feel comfortable in it now, then it looks great.
Thank you, Spoot. I made a choice, and this is my choice.
I respect that choice. I really do like the herringbone pattern, and the
Yes.
colors. The colors are you.
Thank you.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, when you described the colors, Jared, I was like, no, that is the color that I think would look great on defect.
Sounds
Sure.
lovely. Yeah.
So, indeed. So there are some tenants outside, and they kind of look at you as you gather and kind of talk on your way in about this rug and its aesthetics. But yeah, you enter, and there's a tenant guard there, a dragonborn individual. Can I help you?
Well, we were just at the arena and we were talking to Gronk, and he said that maybe you'd let us talk to this guy who broke in because we left him alive so we could talk to him and ask questions, find out more. Because it seems super sketchy that like a whole group of people with like magic tattoos would be all culty and try to break into the arena. And we like to solve mysteries and may or may not have encountered these people and other people like them on the road. So we were just wondering, could we ask them some questions?
1 minute. And he goes out, and a couple minutes later comes back. All right, Captain says you can have 5 minutes with the prisoner in question, because you were witnesses at the event and involved in the arrest. So, come on back.
Eat.
Now, if you need more than 5 minutes, you let me know.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully it won't take that long.
What's your passive insight, Spoot?
I was gonna say.
My passive insight is 19.
He's telling you if you need more time, pay him some money, and he'll make sure you have as much time as you need.
Oh, Spoot frowns a little.
Does Greg get it?
What's your passive insight?
Well. My passive wisdom is 10, which I deduce means that it is supposed to be 10 plus my modifier, which makes persuasion similarly 10. I mean, insight similarly.
You might
10.
get inside check my frown.
You don't get it. You don't quite get the meaning. But you also live here, so you know how this town works. So you would just assume if you bribe him, you can get more time.
Okay, cool.
Like, you're from
I
here.
mean,
You know how
sure.
this place works.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you know when you check in. Would you keep
Fair
track
enough.
of the time for me? Perfect.
Yeah,
Try.
I can do that. And
But one of you else
he
keep
leaves
track
you
of the
alone
time in
in. So you're in this room. This black-robed individual is in the back of this cell, still looking all beat up and beat to shit. Had a little bit of short rest, so looks a little bit healthier, but still bruised and cut up and all kinds of stuff. And he's sitting on a bench behind iron bars, and he looks up at you all. What do you want?
Well, a lot of things.
Yes.
Mostly, talk to me about this Ibn Shade.
The Ibn Shade will cover the world with darkness and rebuild it into a better place. A place where we don't need to fear the wrath of uncaring gods, the mortal constraints of right and wrong. The Ibn Shade will give us power over ourselves through pure arcane research. It will be glorious.
Do you know what the Ibn Shade is? Do you
The
know
Ibn
what the
Shade
Ibn
is the
are?
Ibn Shade. Of course
Have
I
you
know what
seen
the
it?
Ibn are.
Like a thing or an idea.
It has many ideas. It is whatever it
thing.
needs to be.
Have you met the Ibn Shade?
I am not so lucky. But I
But it-
have met their lieutenant.
May I ask who their lieutenant is? If I were to have the pleasure of meeting them, I would like to know.
Is it Bodo?
Well,
Or is it the
no.
Goliath?
How do you know about him?
Because he's a douche.
He is, well, okay, he's kind of a dick, but he's but he is very powerful and very strong and serves the Ibn Shade very well.
Doing what exactly? If you don't mind, and for jogging my memory.
Whatever must be done.
So, like, murdering villagers for no good reason?
If the Ibn Shade decrees it, so it must be.
Ugh, this sounds like more religion nonsense.
Not at all. We do not believe the Ibn Shade to be a god. We know
yeah, but you do
that they
whatever it
are.
says.
Well, they're our boss. They have promised us great power in exchange for service.
Sure. Blind obedience.
I do have to ask, why do you feel so confident that you will get great power in return?
They have already demonstrated that great power.
What did they do to demonstrate this great power?
They have granted great boons to some people in the organization.
Who gets lucky enough to have boons granted to them?
People who prove themselves.
Have you proven yourself, or are you just a lackey?
I have not yet proven myself to that particular level, but as soon as I'm freed from this place, I will.
I'm sad to say that you haven't proven yourself at all, and I'm not sure you will after today. What?
Yeah,
How do you
what makes you think you're
expect
not
to
gonna
get
get
free?
killed?
It'll happen. Somehow
And
I'll get out of this.
Right? Is there someone in town that you know you're hoping that will spring you from the cell?
I'm not telling you anything.
Why not?
I mean, you actually told us a lot.
Well, I'm not telling you anything that is useful to you.
I mean, how do you know what's useful and not useful to us? You don't even know why we're asking.
Doesn't matter. You can't do anything about anything.
Matt,
Okay, I'm gonna try a thing that I
mean-
usually am bad at.
Are you sure? Because let's be clear, you don't even know us, and you're just telling us about your thing. I mean, like, I guess you could be converting us. Yeah, convert me. Tell me, why should I follow the Ibn Shade?
Do you want power?
I mean, obviously.
Well, then you should follow the Ibn Shade.
Yeah, that's not a very convincing argument. Like, if that's your whole argument, and it's supposed to be like research and not just blind obedience and religious stuff, then you're gonna have a better argument.
Religion
You
is
know,
based
like,
on
up-
faith. We have seen the power demonstrated.
Sure. And Spoot over there has seen his god do some stuff too.
Yes, well, turtles are
So
not
demonstrate-
known for their iron wills, are they?
What did you
Are they
see
not? What are they known for then?
that made you suddenly a follower?
That is a personal question.
I mean, okay. But how are you going to convince me to join the Ibn Shade and turn on all my friends and have blind obedience, lured by these promises of power, if you can't prove it?
I have seen the power of the Ibn Shade, and I was receptive to it. I already know that you're not, so you can't trick me into revealing things to you.
I'm
Did
honestly not trying to trick you. I just want to know what's going on.
Perhaps if you make a valid argument, we might see that this is, futile to oppose the Ibn Shade.
It is. The
That's
Ibn
not
Shade,
really compelling.
the Ibn Shade is not bound by time like we are. They can wait. But they won't need to for much longer.
Do you get your orders from the Ibn Shade?
He doesn't answer.
They won't need to for much longer. Meaning that you've collected a whole bunch of shards? You're the only loser who has failed lately?
He doesn't answer.
That
Is there
makes
someone in
sense.
town that is a part of the Ibn Shade
He doesn't
society? What question would you like to know most, Grig?
answer. What are you trying to achieve here, Spoot?
defect, break his face.
Oh, right.
I'm trying to find the most meaningful bit of information to get out of him, and I realize that I'm going to have to do this with a single question, if it even works.
Something
did
that
you
I
see
have
the
proven
Ibn Shade?
myself to be very bad at.
Where? Where did you see the Ibn Shade? Where and when?
I'm going to attempt to read this poor creature's thoughts,
Okay.
and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So they will make a Wisdom save, DC 17,
Okay.
and I would like to know its surface thoughts. Let me read this.
Well, I think you get the surface thoughts for free, and if you want to delve deeper, that's when the save happens.
Yeah, the wording on this one is always kind of confusing. So if the creature fails its saves, you can read its surface thoughts. And on a failed save, then what I get for free is to cast Suggestion without expending a spell slot. So
Okay.
I don't find out anything in this version of it. I don't find out anything unless they fail
Got
the
it.
save.
Got it. All right, because this is your divine thing, not detect thoughts. Got it.
Right, yeah, it's
All
like
right,
a
cool.
watered down.
So, what you get is a blank wall. His mental defenses are impervious to your divine piercing.
I have to admit, Skrig, what I was hoping to try peacefully did not work.
That's too bad. But not really.
At the moment, if you don't care and I will reference them, if you don't care to answer any further questions, arguably the most passive member of this current party, seem to be out of ideas in how to have a conversation and have you cooperatively
Yeah, you're not good at conversation, I can tell.
answer some questions.
You're kind of a jerk.
You killed all my friends and got me locked in this cell. I have no reason to be nice to you.
I mean, that's fair.
Are you really expecting to get out of here?
Yeah. Everybody expects to get out of jail.
Really? How, though? That I'm very confused at. No offense, but you seem to fail today, and
Oh,
I
like
don't
you've
really
never failed at anything?
No, I mean I have. I'm just
Oh,
curious.
okay, so what? I
you've been-
fail once and all of a sudden I'm a loser? And
Did you have something today
mean,
that I don't know about?
Yes.
Were you holding back?
As far as we
I
can
had
tell.
many things I could have done, but you killed all my friends and I was outnumbered, so...
I mean, I respect that. It seemed like perhaps maybe you did have an idea that you could escape, given that you surrendered. And I would like to see you alive. I don't know if escaping from prison is maybe the best idea, unless you want to give us a little hint of how we can, can we help you out with this? You tell us some information. We maybe find a way to get you free.
The look on Grig's face.
He looks at you confused because you've done a 180 on what you were doing before.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Confusion.
You don't do this very often, do you? This whole interrogation thing, you don't really know how it works, do you?
I mean, I don't know what gave that away, but would you like to answer the question?
No. I don't have
Fair
anything
enough.
more to say to you.
How much will this cost, Grig?
Defect is going to knock on the door and maybe get the guard to come back in.
Sure, the guard opens it up. Yeah?
I want to go inside the cell with him.
That's against regulations, okay?
Defect will go into his pouch and pull out 20 gold coins.
Okay.
20?
Yeah.
Where have you been hiding that?
He
I don't buy things. I just
he looks at the gold in your hand. Okay.
5 minutes.
The guard comes in and closes the door. What you gonna do with that? And he points to the gold in your hand.
Oh, I just need access to go inside the cell.
It's gonna slap him on the shoulder very like nonchalantly.
He
to
he
offer
kind of
some
rolls
guidance.
his eyes. He's like, "You're new at this, aren't you?"
Why does everyone keep saying that?
And
I mean, technically, I guess we are.
and he just kind of rolls his eyes and takes the gold and drops a key from his belt and goes back outside.
Open the door.
I think maybe it could have been cheaper.
As soon as he closes, you hear the door lock again. And you look down and you see the key there, and so does the mage, the prisoner. And he's like, "What?"
Spook's just gonna start praying in the corner and turn his back on this affair.
I
got
pick
my
up
little
the
hammer out.
yeah.
I've got my...
I'm only here if you need to bring him back to the. If he's gonna die, I'm gonna heal him. That's what I'm.
I give Greg the
What?
key. I'm sorry. I give Greg the key and tell them, please open the door for me,
You said you
and
wanted
then lock
to
it behind me.
No. This is my cell. You don't come into my cell.
I approach.
What are you doing? Don't you dare put that key in that lock.
And I put it in.
Don't you dare
Yeah.
turn that key. Don't you dare.
The
No.
offering grows louder.
Don't you dare.
You could just talk to us and tell us everything
No,
you know.
I can't tell you anything. What do you want me to do? I got nothing.
Turning the
Marlene,
lock.
please protect his soul. I am
No,
irresponsible for
you.
what is about to happen.
You stop that. No.
Please forgive me for the transgressions
No.
of our
Greg
party.
is not laughing.
I give Spoot my rug. I'd be like, hold on to this in case it gets bloody.
Hold my rug.
What? No. No. What is this? Drag race? No. You stay out of my cell. You Rocky Bullwinkle. You stay out of here.
Too bad we don't know silence. That would be really much more effective.
No.
Then no one would hear any of this. Not that he cares.
Aquan grows louder.
No. Stop. Do you open and go in?
I am still doing this, hoping he'll say something useful. You could just say something.
Look, what do you want? I don't got nothing. What do you want? I got nothing. I got no magic ability at the moment. They took my arcane focus. I am out of spells. I got.
Yeah. Where and when did you meet the Ibn Shade? When was the last time you saw the Goliath? How did you know to come here?
Look, I saw Oligar 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Okay, just don't let him in.
Give me more.
He met us here. We got back from the Embering Elms with the bow, and he took the bow and he had the staff with him, and he said, "Great, you guys go get the belt from the guy in the arena."
How did you know about the belt?
Oligar told us.
How did Olgar know?
Obviously, the Ibn Shade told him.
Where's the bow?
Oligar
Where
took
are they
it.
going?
Where's Oligar? I have Aquan.
Look, just stop the crazy
No,
language.
I'm opening the door. You haven't given me anything
No,
useful
stop.
enough.
I'll talk. Just leave the statue dude out of my cell, okay? Just pause.
You have 1 minute to prove that I shouldn't open this door.
I wish I was there.
I start pacing back and forth.
Axe out.
No, look, just... I don't know everything. I know that he took... I know that he needs one fragment of each shard for the ritual to recorporealize the Ibn Shade. That's all I know.
Where? Where does this need to happen? There's always a where.
Yeah, it needs to happen at Craghold.
Whose hole?
Where's Craghold?
It's in the north. I don't know exactly where.
Who just says Craghold out loud in the middle of prayer?
Spoot, you've heard that name before.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar.
Fine. How is this gonna get here? Is Olgar on his way back, or are you supposed to take it? Take the belt.
No, we were supposed to acquire the belt and then return to the ruined lighthouse, the lighthouse of Ibn. That's where we were supposed to meet.
To meet Oligar or someone else?
I don't know. That's where we were supposed to go once we had the belt.
All right. What other shards do you have?
Well, I know that Bodo acquired a bit of a fragment of the Sway Shard. I know that I know that the bow we had the Null Shard within it. I know that belt had the Surge Shard, but I didn't get that, so I guess you have that. I know that
The staff.
the staff, sure. I don't know. It looks like an amber crystal, so I don't know what shard's embedded in that. I didn't examine it. Oligar had it. That's all I know. I don't know. I know that Oligar is going to meet someone at Craghold to acquire another shard who has procured the shard for him. And I know that I know where Bodo's going.
Where?
It's going to Barteria.
That's where
Going
we're
to
going.
Barteria. Does he have a shard with him, or is he going there to get a shard?
He's going to get one. I don't know any more than that. I just know that there's one in Barteria that he's going to get. And then Oligar's going somewhere else to get another one.
Understood. Very good. Very good. This is working.
That's
Take a
all I
deep
know.
breath.
That's all I know. I don't know what else you could possibly want.
Well, Boot, check if it's all he knows.
Amen. What? Sorry.
Check him.
I hate you.
Is this all he knows? Can you check him?
Can I insight check him?
Make an insight check.
I meant your brain check. But if that's once a day, then I guess it's done.
Oh, it's not once a day. I could brain check him. Let me insight check first, and then I'll brain check him if that doesn't work.
Open your mind. Make sure you're telling us the truth.
I'm gonna give myself guidance because
You
I've already
back in
fucked
the
up so
lock.
many rolls. Oh boy, that sucks. 11 plus
11 plus.
1, 12.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
He seems to be very honest and very much like, I'm telling you what I know, don't kill me. Like, he's trying to save his own skin.
He seems very sincere.
You sure?
I am sure. I think that any man in this position would reasonably tell us what they know.
All right. You can only have an ear. And I go to start opening the door.
No. I told you everything I know. That means you keep him out.
That's hilarious.
If Boot says so.
Spoot will look at him in all seriousness and say, "It would greatly sadden me if I learned that you have lied to us in any way."
I have told you the truth. Now just go and let me be a jailbird. Just go away. Just go.
May your escape go smoothly. I think we should leave.
You guys said that Defect will stay out of the cell, not Grig.
No, it's
I don't know
fine.
what's more
Everything's fine.
terrifying.
With the ferviously religious turtle, of course.
He has like pulled himself back. He's like on the bench that he was like sitting on. He's like on it now and like trying to keep as much distance between the bars and you all and himself as possible. So just go away.
I mean, if you say so.
I think you guys made a friend.
I think we really connected here.
I pull the key out, drop it back on the floor near where the guard put it,
Mm-hmm.
and knock on the door.
He opens it. Yeah?
Thanks.
Sure, your 5 minutes are up. You should
Thanks.
get out of here.
Cool.
That was a good 5
Oh,
minutes.
and I'll pick up the key and give it to the guard and be like, I think you dropped this earlier.
He quickly grabs it and he's like,
Wink.
thanks. And like puts it back in his pocket. And kind of his eyes dart around real quick. Now, let's get you out of here. And
All right, we should leave.
closes the door and he ushers you out and out you go. Where do you go next? Do you head back to the Black Pearl?
I think so. As we leave,
Yeah.
though, Spook will to look at Defect and Grig and say, "Please, let's not speak of this. I'm not sure I'm very proud of what just happened."
Are you
Nothing
kidding me? That
happened.
was
Spook.
awesome. High five, Defect.
Yeah, we do our secret handshake.
Secret handshake. Oh, cool.
All
He
right.
does a sincere prayer. He's like, "Oh God, please forgive me."
So you head on back towards the Black Pearl.
I'm going to Farlane Hell.
Oh my god.
Nereus,
That goes nowhere.
you come out from the bathing facilities, and you see there's a couple of people here. You see that guy with the hair talking to the little halfling. They both wave to you.
The guy with the hair.
Yeah, the white hair and the white eyes.
Right.
Peril Lightborn, you met him.
Mhm.
As well as the halfling that you know from here previously. Um, Logan, Clearheart.
Mhm.
They're having some kind of conversation. And you see that Pastel is pouring a couple of drinks for people. And then they look over to you and they kind of like indicate their head that you should come to the bar.
Walk over. Hello.
Oh, hi. You see Pastel is, this little halfling individual. And they look up. Just one moment. And they finish serving the drinks and then they come back to you. Word around the inn is that you're looking to get on a ship.
Yeah, I went and spoke to somebody that was watching the spot for Captain Kevin.
I happen to have it on good authority that the old mold is getting in a bit early.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How early?
Well, from what I'm told, they're in port now.
Great, that's great. Thank you so much. I mean, I still have to wait for my friends. But, that's great news.
Thought you might like it. And they kind of wink at you.
I do indeed.
Well, as you know, we are ever inspired to serve our guests and give them as helpful an experience as possible.
Oh, of course. And I'll give them a gold.
They kind of like numbly peg it over their fingers and it disappears. Some kind of sleight of hand action. Well, thank you so much. Now, you should go find your friends, I think.
Yes, yes. And I'll just kind of just get up, collect myself, and go out the doors.
Cool. As you exit, because you took a long, luxurious bath, so you spent some time. So you're feeling good. And as you exit and begin wondering where you should start looking for your friends. You see them coming up the road.
I jog
Greg
over.
is like skipping.
You look like you're in a great mood. I'm in a great mood. I had a great bath. But also, the ship that we need to take up to Bartaria is in port right now. So we should go and speak to the captain and
Greg
get on
turns
this.
it on their heel
as soon as we
and
can.
goes back the other way. Immediately. There is no
I mean, like-
motivation. We know where Bodo is. Let's go kill him.
Oh, I was like, you're going away from the boat? Going to
No,
the
no,
boat.
no, no, no. Turn around from the tavern.
Alright, Greg,
like
you're going
mid-skip.
to the boat right now? We're going.
Yep, now. We're going.
Okay, why are you in such a good mood? Normally you're not this cheerful.
Boot, tell him. Greg is like,
So you all
Well,
share.
if I may,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Before we leave for the boat, I want to actually go back into the tavern,
Mhm.
And I'll go alone if I have to. I want to find Ryan, who is a waiter there, I believe.
The one in the booty shorts?
Yeah, I think he was like
The other tavern.
the big fan of defects.
That was at the
I
That was at the Polished Mug, not at the Black Pearl.
Oh, okay, all
We
right.
never checked back at the polished mug.
We
Nope.
don't. It's fine. It's fine.
we still could.
We still could, and then you could thank.
I mean,
The Polished Mug is like right by the docks. So
Oh, okay, sure.
Perfect.
Let's
Yeah.
Exactly.
the circle.
you make a little detour to the Polished Mug.
Sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I just want to find Ryan.
Does anyone have a passive perception over 17? 17 or
No.
higher.
I don't.
15.
Okay, cool. So you enter the Polished Mug. It's loud and ruckus. There's all kinds. There's a couple musicians playing their own songs, and it is not blending together very well. It's lively in here. What?
There are like multiple bands having individual sets.
No, there's multiple musicians. Like there's one guy on like a accordion.
Oh.
There's one guy strumming a guitar. They are not playing together. They are playing for their group of friends, and it is discordant to say the least.
I hate this place.
Best I've heard.
Spook, where did you come upstairs before?
Oh, right through here. And Spook will just like absentmindedly walk towards the back where he came from. Not sure if I can even get back there.
Yeah. So as you begin to head back, the human behind the bar puts his arm out. Where do you think you're going, eh?
I was
Oh,
told that you guys have possibly a circle
that's-
of teleportation in the basement, and I would love to see it. I'm a huge fan of
What?
magic. It's just a rumor. Can I check it out, please?
We got storage in the basement.
Storage of turtles?
You can
What?
come with me. I just
Him.
need to go. I would just like to go down there and look for myself for just 2 seconds. I would like to either see if this rumor is true or false.
Make a persuasion check.
28.
Well, all right. Seems a bit weird, but sure, why not? Ryan, watch the bar. And he begins walking out, and you realize as he walks out from behind the bar, he's got a peg leg.
Awesome.
And so it's thunk, thunk over the wooden planks. And he leads you down some stairs into a storage basement. It is a wooden paneled floor with barrels and crates, as you can see. Who's with him, by the way? Is it just Nereus and Spoot?
I want to go.
I think so. Yeah, I'll be topside.
I want to
Okay.
go see this teleportation circle if it exists.
All right, so you three go. Olive and Defect stay up. Cool. As you can see, it's just a regular cellar.
Is this building old?
Hang on. I pull out my Mend of Magical Detection. Use a charge.
there's another floor under here, if I remember correctly.
There's a what?
Yeah, I came up through another, like, from underneath. Right? Am I misremembering? Am I just like talking out my ass right now? Because I seriously think I came out like.
No, Matt, you have it right. Spoot came up from a sub basement. That
Okay.
yeah.
So
There's
I'm
another
just gonna keep
floor.
on going like this is normal, right? Like you have 2 basements. I don't know what to tell you. You have 2 basements.
I
Like,
think I'd know if I had a sub
And
basement.
I
I
mean,
used the Wanna Magical Detection charge, so I've got Detect Magic up.
Cool. You do not detect any magic.
That's
Can
good
we
to know.
just look around for a couple of minutes? If again, like you're totally fine. We're not trying to hide anything. We just like to see if.
Well, where do you think you came up? Show me.
I will take him back to where I remember, which I assume was. I mean, it was uncovered. It must have just been like a place on the floor. I might have to like scratch around and feel out where like a
Yeah,
big door.
yeah.
Had,
You go back, and right now it's that area is covered by a couple of crates, but you can move them fairly easily.
Can I slide these over? I think it was in this corner. What is
Yeah.
it? Something valuable in here? I'm just going to push it aside and like put my claw down and like feel for like.
Yeah, and you find a little trap door because you know what you're looking for, and you're able to pry it up with your claws.
Right
And
here. This is.
he looks down at. Hey, well, would you look at that?
Is it
I
dark?
am looking at that.
It is pitch dark down there. Yeah.
All right. I like hold up my hand and I just cast light on the ring on Nereus's finger.
Oh, I was about to say I can put
Lower
it on
his
my
arm
sword.
down there. Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Looking down, it's just like the ruins of like a floor, like the sub basement has like been. The basement was built over this. It's like very short. It's like maybe 5 feet tall. So like you got to crouch to get down there. But going down, Spook brings you over towards the center of the area, and you do see a damaged teleportation circle on the floor.
Damn. Can
Well-
I inspect it and see if it's something I can fix?
Yeah, go ahead, make an Arcana check.
Can I help? Not that I know anything about it.
Oh no,
Guidance.
we are re-rolling that shit. Oh my god.
Guidance.
Let me, cool guidance. Thank you.
I tried to do it
Are
before
you
you were.
proficient in Arcana, Amber?
No.
I would say on this one, Greg can't really be too well. No, Greg's an artificer. Greg might be able to help. Yeah, sure, you can have advantage.
I'm gonna say, could I be useful since I came through the portal? Probably not.
No,
11,
that wouldn't
so
take anything.
16. Hold on. Plus guidance?
Mhm.
So 19?
Great. Looking at this, you can tell that this teleportation circle is designed to be a two-way, but the sending portion of this circle is damaged and broken. It can still receive, but it can no longer send. Like you couldn't use it to go to wherever it's linked to.
But I can always come to this
But
one.
you could come to this circle, yeah.
Okay, so I don't necessarily need to like repair it to transport here.
Correct.
Okay.
If you wanted to go, if you wanted to activate it and go to the other side, you'd have to do some extensive work repairing, and without knowing exactly the right coordinates, could be tricky.
Arrive here.
Spoot, I have to. Right. Can you light in here, please? And I'll just start writing all the inscriptions in my notebook, and then
Me
I'll lower
too.
I'll lower it down so Grig can see what I'm writing.
Yep. Yeah, so you spend about 20 minutes copying this one. It's a little more intricate. It's a different style than Marilot's. But yeah, you copy it down. And
All right.
the big burly kind of bartender guy's just like, huh. Well,
You really didn't know this was here?
no, this is great. I can store more stuff down here, and I don't have to raise, and my rent's not going to go up. This is great.
This circle can be used for transport. People can get here magically. I wouldn't cover this up. There is a way you can possibly profit off of this.
I can think of a few things.
Right. Just think of this as a something that can benefit you and
But
us.
I can't
like-
get out of this place, is what you're saying. Only in.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah, but
Well.
you can have I mean, it could save people who, those with power to avoid traveling by ship or other ways of the lesser.
Or you could just keep it secret and we'll give you a gold every time we come through.
Yeah. You increase that by about 100-fold, and I'll keep it secret for you.
I mean, I don't know. You might not want everybody to know. You determine your business practices, but
Look, if people start finding out about it, I just cover it up. Not a big deal. Or I smash it.
well, that would be sad.
This something like this takes about oh shit, hold on. I think the cost of the chalk is 1 second.
Well, this isn't in chalk. This isn't like carved into stone. So this is a much more
right, but to
permanent
make it
sort of
permanent,
thing.
Yeah, no, but to make it it's 50 gold piece per cast, and you have to cast it for an entire year.
Yeah.
This is like some serious magic shit.
It's hundreds, if not thousands, of gold worth of investment in here.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to math it.
Essentially, if you pay him 100 gold, he'll keep it secret for you.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's what he's saying.
I just wouldn't smash it. This circle's worth about 20,000 gold.
Only to those who can use it.
Yeah.
Right, like me.
I will absolutely give you 100 gold.
Great.
Keep it secret for the next year.
We have an accord, don't we? And he
Yep.
takes the 100 gold and puts it in his pouch, or in his
Hang on.
coat.
You should get that in writing. Learn that that's a thing that people do.
What?
What?
I just realized my mic is no longer touched. I was saying maybe we should get it in writing. That's a thing I learned that people do.
Oh yeah, I am magically bound to a contract as of right now. Greg, you would have loved it.
I'm not putting this secret stone thing in writing. Look, you give me the 100 gold, you can use it for a
You can
year.
come and go as I please.
Yeah, you can use it as much as you want.
Perfect. That's all we need.
Yeah. Next year, it's all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so
Next
much.
year.
Now we have to run to the docks.
Hang on.
All right.
For the next year, or you mean starting next year?
1 year from today. I don't know how to make that any clearer.
Starting
use it for 1
today,
year
and then 1 year from today, you get to do whatever you want. But for this first year, we keep it secret.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Just making sure.
that's
'cause-
literally what I just said.
Yeah. Is it though?
And he kind of rolls his eyes. Goblins. All right, get out of here.
See you soon.
Yep. Meanwhile, Defect, you're up top, and Ryan is there, and he says, "Oh, Mr. Defect, I heard you didn't do too good in that match. I was rooting for you, though."
I figured. And I came to apologize.
And he's wearing
because
his little, like, kind of crop top and booty shorts.
For a second, I thought you were going to say he was wearing a shirt with my face on it.
Yes,
Like
Those do not exist yet.
I want one.
you gotta do some marketing here. Anyways, yeah. So I came to apologize, Ryan, because I told you to bet on me, and then I failed you.
Oh, it's
And
all
it
right.
won.
It was only a few copper. It's, it would have been a nice few pieces of gold, but I couldn't afford that much to really bet anyway, so... I mean, I do all right here, but,
Well, I wanted to give you something for having so much faith in me.
Like an
when a lot of people
autograph?
here do not. I mean, I'm sure if you want an autograph as well, but I was gonna, and I take out some gold pieces. I'll give him 10. I'll give him 10 gold pieces.
His eyes go wide, and he goes, "Oh, Mr. Defect, you're too
Oh, wait.
generous."
Wait, Ryan, there's more.
Oh,
And I take off my rug shawl and give it to him.
Oh,
Ah!
wow!
Such a good use.
Oh, Mr. Defect. Wow, I don't know what to say.
I'm dead.
And if you have something to write with, I'll autograph the underside of the rug.
Just a minute. And he like runs into the back room and comes back with like a little pot of white paint. And he flips the rug over. And it's got like a little bit like a straw thatch webbing on the back. So like it'll hold the paint. You can sign it. And he just goes,
Yes.
"Oh, my word. Oh, Mr. Defect. This is truly too much and an honor. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Oh, can I hug you?"
Sure.
And he throws his arms around you. And, like, he's not like a little kid. Like, he's a young adult. And so he just, like, puts his arms around you and, like, squeezes you. It's like, "You're a lot colder than I thought you'd be. But, wow, this is so good. How did you know I needed a new rug? Oh, Mr. Defect, thank you so much." And he just, like, fawns over you until the others come out. And then he's like, and then the bartender is like, "Ron, get back to the tables." Yes, Bim. Thanks again. And he kind of, like, goes off. His rug is, like, rolled up, stuffed in the corner, so he can take it home after his shift.
Too cute. I love it so much.
I love the arc of this rug.
Best rug ever.
This rug is the most direct and well thought out arc in this entire show.
Yeah, it really has been.
100%. Totally planned.
All right.
All right, well, so Defect feels better about this.
Cool. So you can head on down to the dock. Heading down to the dock, you know the berth that you are aiming for, so it's not too difficult. And you head on down, and most of the ships that are in port right now are like kind of a natural like wood, like very shades of that like tawny brown, kind of amber rose, color that like wood gets when it's weathered and seasoned and all this other stuff. A few of them are painted. There is one ship that is natural wood that appears to not have been treated at all and is covered in like, it's got this green hue to the wood as though salt has impregnated it, and it is perpetually covered with various bits of moss and lichen and the occasional like fungi or mushroom sprouting out from somewhere. But it is a green ship, and you can see carved into a little sign that's tacked on to the front of the bow, the moss-eaten mold.
Seaworthy.
So this is what we're looking for?
I guess so. Looking at it, does it look like it's a good ship at all, or does it look like it's gonna fall apart?
You've spent some time on some ships, Nereus, so go ahead, just roll a perception check at advantage. Unless you think you have some other skill that would apply.
A seaman check.
No, that's later. 19?
So, this is a smaller sized vessel, but given the shape, it probably moves pretty quickly. It's got multiple masts with like big, it looks like big furled sails at the moment. It looks like it's a fast little ship. And the appearance belies the sturdiness of it. You can tell taking a look at it, that it is sturdier than you would give it credit on a passing glance.
Okay. Well, let's go find Captain Kevin, shall we?
Okay.
So you head up, and there's a gangplank coming down off the ship, and you see a couple of figures at the bottom of this ramp. You see a female halfling with her back to you. She's got long, kind of brown hair that seems to have like stuff in it. It's hard to tell exactly what that stuff is. She's wearing brown and green. And next to her is a tall human male with like kind of tanned copper skin, like shoulder length dreadlocks. And you note that he's wearing a long red coat with a black vest, and he's got a compass that is like hanging off of like his belt sash, and it seems like he's got 2 rapiers as well. But across from both of them, the halfling is kind of yelling at some crewmen who are like unloading a few things. Across from them, you see a 6'2" tall, wiry built individual with like blonde hair and blue short fur on his face, and like a little skinny tail that comes out under his jacket. He's got kind of a turquoise undercoat to that fur. He's wearing leather armor that seems to be woven with like metal threads in it, and a bright blue sash around his middle. And he is laughing intensely.
Oi there!
All the figures turn. Yes, and what can we do for you, huh? Says the tall, blonde, and blue-furred individual. The only one I think who would recognize the species of this person is Nereus. Nereus, you recognize that this is a furbolg.
Cute. I was wondering.
Yep. So broad, wide, flat, kind of bovine nose. Ears that kind of come down and go back up a little bit.
We're looking for passage to, oh shit, what was the town?
Bataria.
No, we have to go somewhere first.
No, Bataria.
No, we have to go.
No one gets to Barteria, my friends.
We have to go to the city of, Dunkburg.
I thought we were going to Bataria. I want to kill Bordo.
Dunkburg is in Barteria. I'm sorry, I cannot get you there.
We're here on behalf of, Lady Stark.
Who?
Stark Yarrow.
Oh, Captain Spark Yarrow! Well, why didn't you say so? Now, come on in. Allow me to introduce myself, my friends. I am Captain Kevin Saltcrest. And he kind of does a deep bow and comes back up with a bright smile. Says, and if you want to get where you're going, we're going to have to go somewhere else first. And he winks at you conspiratorially and says, why don't you come aboard the moss-eaten mold, huh? And
Sure.
he indicates for you to precede him up the gangway. You all go up. Paduk flutters along invisibly behind you. And that is where we will end tonight's session of Nuuli Forged. So, hey, you made yourselves onto a ship. Congratulations.
And best interrogation ever.
That was an amazing interrogation.
I'm so glad I wasn't there.
Going straight to hell.
Oh man, Defect is so good.
Yes,
so good.
you now have met the Furbolg Captain Kevin Saltcrust. And you have retrieved a shard-touched item. You have gotten some information. You've gotten multiple teleportation circles figured out. You've did a lot today.
It's a very productive.
I've got it in chat.
I don't know what y'all did last
It is
week,
not
but that was
he is
great.
not a Furby. I've got it. He is a Furbolg. Firbolg. Furbolg.
What did you call me?
But yeah, amazingly done, everybody. Amazingly done. Good job.
Oh,
What
that's
an episode for sure. No combat though.
we messed up. We weren't supposed to go to Dunkburg. We had to go to Skulldog first.
I'm sure he will correct you.
No, I'm sure. No, I'm just re-looking at my notes and I have them out of order.
Yes.
Because I'm not a note taker.
Well,
Keen mind? Keen mind.
Keen mind, right? I thought about taking that one.
well, let's go around and give our goodbyes, and I'll figure out who we're going to raid and plug anything you want to plug. Let's start up in. Let's start in the bottom corner down here because someone came late. So we'll start with Greg.
That's me. I'm Amber. I've been Greg, the Goblin Artificer. And thanks for watching, y'all. I guess I'll do the social media plugs. You can follow at Nuuli Forged and UULI on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And the YouTube channel has all of the previous episodes. And this episode will also be joining on Mondays, is when that is updated. Yeah, that's my only plug. And support the arts, because that's my new thing. It's not really my new thing, but I decided I should say something to plug. And so go see a modern dance show.
Very cool. Moving along to, let's go to Nereus.
I'm Tanner. I played Nereus, the Azamar Sorcerer. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. I got no plugs. Ever.
And up to Spoot.
Whoa, hey, it's Spoot. Actually, it's me playing Spoot. Gotcha. And thanks for watching. I've got something to plug. We just recorded an episode of Mid-Level Adventurers with the super cool Amber Tanjaya. So at some point when we start rolling out season 2, i.e. when I actually give Jared some edits on the episodes we recorded, you'll get to hear that really cool episode we recorded. Won't that be fun? Check that out.
That was really fun.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Very cool. Hopping over then to Defect.
Me, I'm Mike. I played Defect, the most fashion-forward member of the party. Thank you all for watching.
I took it from Greg today, yeah.
And we'll catch you guys next week.
Cool. And I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master here. We're going to give a quick raid to Kirik the Orc, because they're pretty cool. We're going to raid them again. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back here next week at 7 p.m. On Wednesday, which will be fun and exciting. On a ship. You're on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much for joining us. Please be nice to each other. Be nice to other people. Be nice to yourself. Take care of yourself. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. And stay safe. We are very appreciative of all of you, and we will see you back here next week. That's it. Oh, happy Pride Month. Hi, gay. Go us.
Hi, gay.
Hi, allies and alphabet people. Hello, welcome. All right, we're going to raid Kirik the Orc. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.